Championship week enters its middle day of an 8-game bonanza. Today from Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, the 6A title will be crowned. The Middle Creek Mustangs, a school open for just 23 years, they play for a state title for the very first time. Meanwhile, the Watauga Pioneers return to a state title game for the first time in nearly a half-century. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association State Championship broadcast presented by Affordable Dentures and Implants. The 6A title game, Middle Creek and Watauga. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to Chapel Hill. Patrick Keenis alongside former ECU standout Jay Sohnhalter. And Jay, you talk about tremendous through lines. Watauga back for the first time since 1978. And Middle Creek, meanwhile, they've been pointing toward this state championship moment the last 4 years.
It's impressive how both teams made it to this point. They had these goals to get to Chapel Hill early on last offseason, and Watauga did it with an outstanding offense, and they persevered through the playoffs. A couple close games, they able to find their way to make it here in Middle Creek. Tough schedule, offense and defense, very balanced. And they steamrolled through the playoffs and very confident coming into this ballgame.
All right, a lot of big-time players we're going to see on the field tonight. Jay, highlight a few.
Well, it starts with Middle Creek on the defensive side. Davis Pritchard, one of the best in the state. He's signed with Campbell, 20 sacks on the season. He's a terror on the edge. Watauga is going to have to double team and triple team him, trying to slow him down. He can wreck the game with his ability and how hard he plays. Over on the other side for Watauga, their quarterback, Cade Keller, has 37 touchdowns on the year. He's been very accurate, and he's their leader. He directs the offense. He can run it as well. But here today, he's going to have to find a way to elude that pass rush of Pritchard and make good decisions throwing the ball down the field.
All right, now let's head to our Ingles food for thought keys to the game. Low prices, love to save you.
Well, Andre Jacobs and his Mustangs want to start fast, get off momentum here early on in the ball game, and then executing on third down, staying consistent as one of their focus areas. For Watauga, creating the big play. They've lived on it all year. They want to continue that today. And then the turnover margin is huge for any team in this type of setting, and that's something they've really thrived on, is winning that battle.
A lot of great subplots to this contest, particularly involving the two head coaches, Andre Jacobs of the Mustangs and Ryan Hobbick of Watauga. With more on that, third member of our broadcast team down in the chili field, Madison Little.
Thanks, guys. Kind of an ironic matchup for Watauga's Ryan Hobbick in his first state title appearance as a head coach prior to coming to Watauga 13 seasons ago. He was the head coach at Fuquay-Varina, a crosstown rival of Middle Creek. And he told me, of course, the year that I finally break through and I finally make it, I'm playing a school I lived 10 minutes from. And on the other side of things, Middle Creek's head coach, Andre Jacobs, is hoping this group of Mustangs gives Hobbick a battle of their own. This is the Mustangs' first ever trip to a state championship, and Jacobs told me he actually called this 4 years ago. His words, guys: if this isn't the group to take us to a state championship, then I am not the man for the job. He knew this team was special back then, and he's hoping they're the ones that can finish the job tonight. We'll be back with more of the NCHSAA 6A state title game when we come back right after this.
Storms can come up fast, and your roof is your home's first line of defense. Tip Top Roofing is fully licensed, insured, and trusted by homeowners, HOAs, and real estate professionals. From the smallest repairs to the largest residential replacements, we handle it all, including gutters and siding. As a CertainTeed Select Shingle Master, we offer up to 25 years of workmanship coverage and a lifetime materials warranty. Ask about our senior and veteran discounts and schedule your free inspection today at tiptoproofing.net.
I am so
Why
frustrated.
can no one help?
Waiting is the worst. I think it's
Healthcare is broken.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we get it.
Really?
Really. That's why we're making healthcare better for all. Starting with you. Yes, you, Daryl. We're making plans easier to navigate by putting your benefits, prescriptions, and details all in one place. Convinced?
No, but it's a start.
We'll take it. Blue Cross North Carolina. Making healthcare better for all. Starting with you.
Back to Chapel Hill, where it is currently 39 degrees, moments away from kickoff of the 6A state title game. The Middle Creek Mustangs from nearby Apex and the Watauga Pioneers out of the mountains of Boone, North Carolina. Welcome back. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sonhalter in the booth, Madison Little on the sideline. All right, let's talk road to Chapel Hill for Middle Creek. They had a bye in the opening round, but the last couple of rounds in the regional semifinal and the regional final, both road wins over the number 2 seed Northern Nash, and then taking down Jacksonville on the road last week.
Yeah, and down in Jacksonville, they won that ball game by 10 points, but really it could have been a larger margin, and Andre Jacobs' team really got stronger as the playoffs went on. And early on with their non-conference schedule, they tested themselves with the reason of a strong playoff push, and it's all paid off for Coach Jacobs there, and what a job he's done with this program this year. And they're ready to go to work here today against a Watauga team coming in, Patrick, undefeated, a special year.
Yeah, Middle Creek 11-2 overall, 3-1 within the Triangle 6. Tracy Harrington had a big week in the regional final on both sides, touchdown reception, and then an interception to seal the win. Quarterback Lex Sevilla, 3 touchdown passes, ran for 1. Meanwhile, for Watauga, number 1 seed out of the West, it's been 47 years since they have been here. And there is Ryan Hobick, who has been here since 2013. He coached in Florida at Cocoa Beach and Melbourne. Quarterback to Western Illinois. He was at Leatherneck for a couple of years his college career. And now he has the Pioneers back. Generations of Pioneer fans been waiting for this moment.
Fantastic year for Coach Hobick, and just excited for him in the program. The community support, everybody from Boone is here today for this ball game. And the ability of this team to always find a way. They had some close ball games in the playoffs, but they made it each week, just going 1-0 and going the next step, and it's all paid off.
You talk about close games. Regional semifinal, 3-point win over the 5-seed Sun Valley. In the regional final against Northern Guilford, it took a last-minute touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win it by 1, 43-42. So maybe there's a rabbit's foot in their back pocket. Maybe this is a year they were meant to get here. And again, as you mentioned, the entire town of Boone has the kind of the weight of this football program on its shoulders, trying to usher them to what would be their second ever state champion.
We were down on the field pregame, and I was complaining about how cold it was, and he said, hey, this is tropical compared to what we went through this week up in the mountains, where they had to deal with the snow and cleaning off the field to be able to practice. But he does such a great job, and when you watch this offense, it's really a special offense, how they run the triple option pass and how they align things. But this should be a 4-quarter ball game. I think this is going to go down to the wire.
All right, let's go downstairs. An update on the weather conditions here at Keenan. Here's Madison.
Well, guys, the Pioneers have been shoveling snow all week long, located up in Boone, and they've been battling it since November, and nothing's changed this week. They had to shovel snow off their field earlier this week and able to even practice, and they had to make practice optional as some players were not able to make it to the field multiple times throughout the week. And I was talking to a couple fans earlier, and they said they drove through snow to get here. And yes, I'm feeling a little bit dramatic down here, guys, because these fans are not cold whatsoever. But back to you.
Well, it was interesting this week. I talked with Coach Hobick, and he texted me back and said, hey, I'm shoveling snow, give me 15 minutes. So he came in to come and talk with me after he was out on the field and cleaning things off so they could practice.
So there are the Pioneers in the blue uniforms. There's Middle Creek. Watauga will kick off, and we will open up this 6A championship. Middle Creek has never been here before. It's been 47 years since the Pioneers have played for a state title, and their head coach from that 78 team, Bill Maudlin, is here. And we are ready for kickoff, presented by Original Grills. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. The approach and the boot by Matthew Leone, and the 6A title game is on. And Watauga's special teams coverage will limit the return, and Middle Creek will open up this 6A championship at the 27-yard line. Lex Sevilla, their outstanding quarterback, 24 touchdowns, 9 picks. He's thrown for over 2,400. He is the man in command of the offense. The junior will lead the Mustangs onto the field.
And this is a balanced offense. They're going to run it and throw it. They'll play up tempo. He's got a strong arm and really good wide receivers on the outside.
So here we go. Sevilla on the first play from a scrimmage. A handoff off the left side for a couple of yards for Jaden Spencer. Let's get to the starting lineups presented by Affordable Dentures and Implants.
The key to this offense is Spencer running the football. Bacardi, Harrington, Paxton, and Belcher out wide is a talented group, and Clemenson, Troublefield, Petrovic, Santos, and Hahn up front have to protect Sevilla here today.
And on second down, on the ground in between the tackles for a couple more yards for Spencer. Use your 2025 dental benefits now to get the smile you deserve. Visit AffordableDentures.com for the practice near you. The Watauga defense, Jake.
This group's been good all season long. Stoddard, Lindenmuth, Clemens up front, Leon Mills, Maku, Dieters at the linebackers, Pease, Williams, Burrows, and Mayo. Very athletic on the back end.
They move the chains. It is a first down for the Mustangs from the 37-yard line. Third straight run to begin the championship, and Spencer just cannot escape an ankle tackle. Couple of yards. Kyle Williams up from his linebacking spot for the tackle.
And Spencer, as you see, he gets his back, stays patient, and then Watauga just fills the lane quickly. And that's why this defense has had so much success. They play team ball. Everybody knows their assignment, and they play downhill.
On 2nd and 8, another run. Here Spencer gets to the edge. This is trouble. Penalty marker thrown back at midfield. Spencer takes it down to the 25-yard line, but this one, I believe, is coming back. Two flags dropped a foot apart from one another right around midfield, and that was kind of the point of attack with the wide receivers trying to give Spencer a block. And here is Bradley Wiltz.
Holding on the offense, number 14. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Second down.
It's TJ Ali, number 14.
And Spencer gets to the outside, and initially everything's fine, and then you just got to let go right there. And just a little bit too long, there comes the flags. You saw the success getting out to the perimeter. I would expect Middle Creek to continue to try to set the edge and get the athletes out wide.
Spot foul. Mustangs push back to the 39-yard line. Still second down, and we'll call it 8. Sevilla has yet to put it through the air. He will now. Little pressure across the middle. Hits his man in stride. There's a move. Nicholas Bachardi inside the 20. Escapes. Stumbles down inside the 5. First and goal for the Mustangs.
And here's that big shot, and Sevilla shows his arm strength. And the protection, Patrick, is there up front. Lean pocket, he reads it, goes left to right, and it was a post route right over the middle. Bacardi just beats the safety, and then you make a man miss, and then you take it all the way inside of the 5-yard line. What a drive for the Mustangs.
Good for 55 yards, and now Sevilla to the back corner. It's caught, but it's out of bounds. Incomplete. Full extension. Davis Pritchard, who plays almost exclusively on defense.
The secret weapon.
Secret weapon on the field in their first series of the state championship game.
He's very athletic, and they'll put him in on offense. And there they're trying to highlight him, getting the ball up high to Pritchard.
Second and goal inside the Air Experts Heating and Cooling red zone. Schedule your tune-up today, airexperts.com. Sevilla keeps it on the ground, a cut back by Hoffler, and Hoffler toward the goal line. Did the ball come out? And it looks like the officials will rule him down. And look at that scrum for the football. Hoffler, number 2, battling a Pioneer. They rule him down at the 1.
And Hoffler's just doing everything he can to reach this ball over, and he's fighting down there, scrapping.
Stretch it. Well, I don't know, Jay. That looks like a live football to me.
And this can't be reviewed. Now, you don't know where that back knee was, but initially it looked like as he was reaching.
Third and goal. In motion, Bachardi. Tight formation. Direct snap toward the goal line. Touchdown, Jaden Spencer, Middle Creek. First title game ever. 3 minutes into the opening quarter, Middle Creek scores on its first ever possession for a state championship.
It's so important to get off to a good start in state championship ball games. And Spencer, that snap high, he goes up, gets it, and then just follows the blocks up front. And the Mustangs winning up front, doing a good job getting pushed there on the goal line.
Ben Ledoux on for the extra point for the Mustangs. Clean hold, 7-0 Middle Creek. And the fans from Apex fired up. They maybe caught a break on a potential fumble that was ruled down. Very next play, Spencer bangs it in. 6A title game underway. Middle Creek up a touchdown.
At Wells Fargo, we believe that doing can make a difference. That's why we've donated over $2 billion to strengthen local communities over the last 5 years. From over $745 million to help address housing access and affordability, to roughly $420 million to help small business owners through nonprofits, to over $55 million to support scholarships and programming for students. Because doing gets it done.
An impressive opening drive by the Mustangs. No nerves, maybe caught a break, but they ran the football well. One key pass made by Lex Sevilla, setting it up. 7-0 the advantage for the Mustangs. Tatum and Atkinson touchdown, a 1-yard run by Spencer. Tatum and Atkinson, the heavy hitters. Here's the approach and the boot away by Middle Creek's Ledoux, and now we'll see what the Pioneers can do on offense. Original Grill's kickoff, returnable by Evan Burrows, but he's burrowed down before he gets to the 20-yard line. Special teams stopped by Will Spangenberg, number 33. And now we'll get our first look at the Watauga Pioneer vaunted offense. Cade Keller, senior quarterback, 37 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Threw for nearly 3,000 yards. He brings the unbeaten Pioneers, the top seed out of the West, onto the field. First snap in a state title game in almost 50 years for Watauga. They've been waiting a long time for this one. Clap of the hands, Keller. He'll feed it out to the left side. And Burrows breaking free across the 25. Thought about swinging up down the sideline. Instead, angled it out right at the 30. First down catch. Take a look at the offense. Presented by Affordable Dentures and Implants for the Watauga Pioneers.
There's an injury on the offense. And with Guider and Leon Burrows, Mayo Pease out wide. But this is a group that they had 28 points in their final regular season ball game. But in that regular season, every other game was over 40 points on the year. Along with LaShawn, the tight end, Plemons, Lindenmuth, Carter, Johnson, and Stoddard. But this skill group with Pease, Mayo, Burrows, and Leon, they have been the stars of this offense this year, putting up all those points, and Keller is making all the right decisions.
Keller's completed 178 passes this year. 75 of those went to Burrows, number 12. They've gone through the air the first couple of plays. 2nd and 8. And that's Mayo in motion. Keller sprints to the right, throws all around, has a man wide open, and the Pioneers will strike back immediately. Evan Burrows will take it in from 68 yards. Blown coverage. And an easy walk-through touchdown for Watauga.
Already 2 catches to up it to 77 on the year for Burrows, and this offense can strike quick. They handle the adversity after they give up a touchdown, and here Keller comes back, beautiful ball over the top, and the secondary miscommunication allowing Burrows an easy touchdown.
A 1-minute and 3-second drive for the Pioneers, and they made that look elementary. And a low kick, no good. And the lead remains to Middle Creek. And Miller Hankins unable to convert. He missed only 3 in the regular season. 7-6 the Middle Creek lead. Unofficially 68 yards on that touchdown reception. Tatum and Atkinson touchdown. Tatum and Atkinson, the heavy hitters.
17 touchdowns for Burrows, and here we go. I mean, before this ball game, when we were discussing how we thought this matchup would look, we said, hey, it's going to be high scoring, and both offenses showing how powerful they can be now. Watauga, quick strike there. Middle Creek more balanced, taking their time moving the ball, but I think the offenses are going to have a good day today.
Quick start on both sides. We called the 8A championship last night. We were lucky to see, a play average a yard per play. Not today, not in the 6A level. Mustangs up a point, 7-6. Anything caught you by surprise? You've seen both offenses one time.
Well, I think it's going to be important for both defenses to not give up the big play. And these offenses are really good, but you can't make it easy for them. You have to force them to continue to snap the ball and bend, but don't break.
So here is the Original Grills kickoff. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. Zy Fennell, one of the up men for the Mustangs, handles it. Skidding kick. He'll take it out close to the 30-yard line. And that will give the Mustangs a fairly lengthy field. Here's the scoring drive. 68 yards for Burrows on that reception, unmarked. 3 plays all through the air, covering 83 yards for the Pioneers. Mustangs got beat 3 times in the regional finals within a 4-year span. 2013, 2015, and 2016. They finally have broken through this year. First time ever in the state championship. We'll go back on the ground to Jaden Spencer. Stays between the tackles. He's fighting forward. And right now, the Watauga defense trying to figure him out and slow him down.
And Spencer's 200 pounds, and he keeps a low center of gravity, really runs well with that pad level, and he's going to be a force for this defense. They've got to find a way to slow him down before he gets to the second level.
Haven't called Tracy Harrington's name yet. He's number 8, the top target for Sevilla this year. 73 receptions. Spencer again has a little bit of room to run on the left side, but then gets stuck and dropped nearly at the line of scrimmage. That's Bowen Mayo. And Niall Pays, number 9, in there on the stick.
Mayo and Pays, a really good tandem here, fighting off the blocks and shooting through the gaps there. It's a game tackle to force a 3rd and medium coming up. This is where the defense for the Pioneers has been so good with their different blitzing schemes with their 3-4 defense.
Hoffler out of the backfield in motion, deployed up top on 3rd and 5. 4-man rush, under pressure, Sevilla spins back, now has some room, but he's going to throw into coverage, and it's intercepted by Evan Burrows around the corner. Burrows is going to score on defense 2 minutes after scoring on offense. Pioneers have the lead. That is his 9th interception this year. And an early game changer for Watauga.
17 touchdowns on offense, 9 interceptions. What a year for Burrows. And here's the pass rush. Just continuing to fight against Sevilla, and then Burrows jumps in the passing lane, reads it, and then takes off. And this defense flexing on 3rd down, making it difficult for the Mustangs.
2 touchdowns for Watauga in a 1 minute and 27-second stretch. And because of the missed PAT a moment ago, the Pioneers will go for 2 this time. And they will give it to Burrows. Who else? He's going to be ripped down and unable to convert. Connor Smith brought him down. Full throttle in the 6A title game. We're not even halfway through the opening quarter. 3 touchdowns, including a pick 6 by Burrows. And Watauga leads Middle Creek 12-7. Buckle up.
Belief isn't just a feeling, it's a force. A force that turns underdogs into champions, struggle into strength, and concepts into companies. A Legacy and Wake Forest University are proud to partner because we share a truth that belief in people yields the highest returns. Together, we're investing in every dream, every goal, every tomorrow. This is our home. Let's believe.
Well, there's Evan Burrows of the Pioneers, just a return, an interception, 45 yards for a score. Let's go back to that play. Sevilla did a great job escaping here. Looked like he could have run for the first down. Instead makes a pass into about double or triple coverage.
Yes, 3rd and 5 there, and Sevilla is athletic. So it looked like he could have got to the edge and picked it up with his legs, was trying to attack over the middle, and Burrows reading it and gets a huge interception.
Original Grills kickoff, short end over end again. They're playing a lot of angles here on the kickoffs for the Pioneers. And Middle Creek will have its 3rd possession. This one will start at the 35-yard line.
This is the point in the ball game. Midway through the first quarter, each team, a couple drives, you start to really settle in. And for Middle Creek, they've had 2 drives, 1 touchdown, 1 turnover, and now got to come back out here, kind of get the feel of the defense, what the Pioneers are trying to run, and I think they want to come back out and establish Spencer in the running game.
All right, so Sevilla, we'll see how he comes back after talking with his offensive coordinator and settling in a little bit on that sideline after the pick 6. 6:24 left first quarter, 12-7 Pioneers. And this is Sevilla faking the handoff to Spencer, straight up the middle for about 3.
Sevilla with the zone read, can hand it off or attack the edge, and it's going to be important for this offense, led by Jason Willix, the offensive coordinator, to have success on first down.
Pioneers again, a rush only 4. Time for Sevilla. Has a man right at midfield, and there for the first time is Tracy Harrington. Very dangerous, and he tight ropes the sideline and picks up another 5 or 6 yards after it looked like the Pioneers thought he was just going out of bounds.
With Middle Creek running the football, it's going to open up the passing game. And protection was there long enough to allow Seville with that strong arm to hit the open zone area where Harrington was sitting at. Nice route, reading the coverage, sitting down for his quarterback.
Down to the 35 with the first down. Tip Top Roofing, Faith Family Football Roofing. Clock stops, and our referee Bradley Wilt, who was also in his first ever state championship game. 17 years he has officiated Maryland, West Virginia, and now in North Carolina. There's a chain issue on the sideline that his crew will remedy. There's Bradley. He's been officiating this past couple of years down in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area. Chain's been unraveled. Here we go. First down from the 36 for the Mustangs. A touchdown drive and a pick 6. 3rd possession for Middle Creek. Sevilla, quick toss over the middle, leaping grab made. Nicely done, perfect timing. Nicholas Pichardi with his 2nd big target and his 2nd big catch in this opening quarter.
Pichardi off to a good start. The skinny post route got inside of the defender. And Sevilla, another strong, accurate throw over the top. That defensive line going over the middle is where the Mustangs have found success on this drive.
First down yardage on that reception to the 22 for Middle Creek. Back on the ground. And again, very little yardage there. A little hesitation move by Spencer out of the backfield. He might get a yard.
Bruce Stoddard, Brady Lindenmuth, Aiden Clemens, that front 3 for this defense, and those guys play both ways too. And this is a team where guys are versatile and they don't come off the field, and it's going to be important for them to set the edge in this running game.
Spencer again, flag down. Spencer pushed back, might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Well, that defense fired up. Thomas Dieters right there, number 11. And this is in the vicinity of offensive holding.
Holding, offense number 68. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
That's the right guard, Ricardo Santos, number 68. 2nd Middle Creek penalty. Pushes the football back outside the 30. 2nd down and 19 for the Mustangs. Good look at the front 3 for the Pioneers. Quick pass left side. This is Harrington. They're just trying to simply get the ball in space as fast as they can on the outside and let Harrington do his damage.
He's a really good wide receiver, and Sevilla now 4 for 5 for 103 yards. And Harrington will go to the left, and now shifting over to the right, trips 3 wide receivers down at the bottom of the screen. Bachardi, he's up top with the one-on-one coverage. We'll see where Sevilla highlights in the pass.
3rd down and 13. Sevilla looking Bachardi's way over the middle. Leaping grab. He held on to it right at the 10-yard line. And that is likely going to be enough. They will move the chains.
Sevilla makes the right decision with 3 wide receivers over to the right, the single coverage on the left, and knows, hey, my guy Bachardi's going to win. Another post route, head nod to the outside, gets inside, another accurate throw.
Pretty good coverage by Niall Pays, but it's 1st down from the 10-yard line. Sevilla looking to the end zone, back corner, nobody home.
It's going to Bachardi again. This one an out route, good coverage on the back end by Niall Pays. It's a fun matchup with those two going at it.
Now when they hit the football marked, it looks like the Mustangs can pick up a 1st down without scoring. So this is 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Inside the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Red Zone. Schedule your tune-up today, airexperts.com. 12-7 Watauga. Spencer dancing forward. And again, boy, once they get a grab around his ankle, these Pioneers defenders are not letting up.
Spencer 9 rushes already, and it's important to have that consistency in the threat in the running game. Defense, multiple guys coming over, but Middle Creek's got to have that running game to allow Sevilla to attack through the air.
Bruce Stoddard, the defensive end, was clamped onto that ankle. 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs. Approaching 3 minutes to go, and a very exciting and entertaining opening quarter. Sevilla drops the football. It's loose right at the 10. Mustangs get it back and almost gave it up inside the 10-yard line. 4th down now for the Mustangs.
A good recovery there going towards the right. It looked like there's going to be an opportunity here right up the middle, and the ball just slips out. Good job recovering to set up this field goal opportunity.
So out comes Ben Ledoux. 13 of 26 in field goals this year, had a long of 50. This will come out of a hole of Harrington and officially be a 26-yard attempt. Clean snap, and the boot is good. So far in this opening quarter, seen several mistakes by the Mustangs, couple of penalties, an interception, a fumble that was recovered by Middle Creek at the 10-yard line. Yet all that said, Jay, they're down by 2 points.
Well, and both teams with the mistakes, a couple missed opportunities with the extra points for Watauga too. So these teams, hey, this is a big atmosphere. Everything's on the line, still working their way through some mistakes, but there's also been some big plays, and you can see why they made it to this point with all the talent on the field and the coaching.
2:17 to play in this opening quarter, 12-10 Watauga. And you're right, Jay, most of Boone is here today. This is balmy weather by their standards. There actually were some snow flurries in Chapel Hill a couple of hours ago. We were down in the field 45 minutes, maybe an hour ago. Cool, but very, very comfortable conditions for December football in North Carolina.
Just an awesome opportunity. Before the ball game, you could see all the fans waiting to get in the gates, and just crowds waiting to get in at 3 o'clock and get their seat.
Yeah, they've had great pre-sales for tickets for both this 6A championship now and the 7A game, which will follow tonight at 8 o'clock. Original Grills kickoff, short kick handled by one of the up men for Watauga. And this drive will start at around the 35-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Madison.
Well, guys, something to watch out for. Both of these teams are without a two-way player. For Middle Creek, Garrett Sladek is out, wide receiver, quarterback. He's tore his ACL. And on the other side, Everett Grider, we found out right before the game that he had surgery yesterday and is unavailable. We saw him leave halfway through last game, never returned, but he's on the sidelines. Was an honorary captain before the game for each of those guys. Back to you.
12-10 Watauga. Thank you, Madison. Drive begins at the 34-yard line. And it's Leishon in motion. And off the left side, quick hitter. And well, this offense, a lot of misdirection, a lot of passes, quick tempo, and just so many weapons as Matthew Leone takes it out to the 42.
Those shifts and motions pre-snap are so difficult to see where the ball is and get a beat on this offense. And plus, with the quickness they get to the line, it's just difficult to adjust.
Keller goes opposite the strength. Burrows, it's in his hands. We know how dangerous he is already. And he will usher that one into Middle Creek territory down to the 47.
There's a special connection with Keller and Burrows, and those two have played so much football together. That was an accurate throw to the outside, and Burrows just has that awareness of when the defense is coming over, making a cut, getting away, and picking up extra yards.
You're right. You can sense their chemistry on the football field. Hand in glove. Low snap picked up by Keller. He's looking down the sideline and he connects. Niall Pays cuts across the field and tumbles down near the 15. 32 more quick yards for the Pioneers.
Keller, he's throwing in rhythm, no pressure, and Pays going on that sideline, cuts it back to the inside, and if I'm Watauga, I'm going to continue to throw the ball. They're in a groove in the passing game.
He's 4 for 4 for 115. Keller takes a hit, faking the option, but inside the 10-yard line. Had a chance to chat briefly before the game with Cade Keller, his mom. She's very nervous, very anxious, but her son is performing valiantly in this opening quarter of the state championship. Second down. Keller, quick drop, throws left side. Burrows one more time, spins away from a block, and then gets taken down by Nicholas Belcher. And he lost a couple of yards.
Good job by Middle Creek's defense, and Belcher flying over to the football and forcing this offense to go into a huddle now. They're playing with rhythm, rushing the line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and long. This is not where the Pioneers have excelled. They excel going fast, getting the defense on their heels.
So they'll need about 6 yards. 3rd down inside the red zone for the Pioneers. 40 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Watch where Burrows is on the field for the Pioneers. Under center, Keller. In motion is Mayo. A little light toss, spinning back, catch by Leishon. And Leishon out of bounds at the 5. That'll be enough for a first down. They needed the 6.
Leishon, 6'4", 215 pounds, sneaks out into the alley, and good job here catching it, getting enough, and he's a big target for this offense, especially in the red zone.
And it is 1st and goal. 5-yard line. Cade Keller has not missed yet. 7 of 7 for 128 yards in this first quarter. And a flag comes down. This will be a false start on Watauga.
Before the snap, false start on the offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And they whistle Leishon for the false start.
Ryan Habeck, the head coach, calls the plays, and he is the architect of this offense that's lit up scoreboards throughout the year. 28 points in their final regular season game was their lowest scoring point output. Everything else, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And as you can imagine, it could have been the 70s and 80s. They took their foot off the gas pedal in some of those ball games. But this is a group that's got chemistry, success, and they really play well together.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line after the penalty. Another flag comes down. Keller on the keeper is stood up and hammered back for maybe a loss of a yard, but one more flag comes in, this time from the referee, Bradley Wiltz. And this may be an illegal shift. And you can see on the sideline right there, Ryan Habeck is complaining to the officials, saying, I called timeout. It either wasn't seen or wasn't acknowledged.
5-yard penalty.
And 2 straight penalties against Watauga. So from 1st and goal at the 5, now to 1st and goal at the 15.
You have to find a way to overcome some of these mistakes, and you have to be careful with the ball, which Keller has been all season long. still continuing that conversation on the sideline. But this is where the pass rush from Middle Creek, and Davis Pritchard in particular, number 7, one of the top rushers in the state with 20 sacks. This is where he goes to work in passing situations.
Now back to the 15. That's Burrows in motion left to right. Keller goes his way, looks at Burrows. He's not open. Throws to the front pylon. It's caught, but I believe a little bit short to the goal line. Catch made by Bowen Mayo, number 8. And so after back-to-back penalties, they pick up almost all of it back, and it's 2nd and goal from the 1.
And they're looking at double-team Pritchard, and Keller got to the outside after the blocks were missed, and now they're going to be able to find a way here on the goal line.
Quick snap on the ground. Touchdown! Matthew Leone on 2nd and goal from the 1. Just got enough. And 3 opening quarter touchdowns for the Pioneers. (18-10) Watauga. And now the Pioneers will try to make it a 2-score game here. Miller Hankins, who missed an extra point earlier in the quarter, is back out there again. Hold is down, and Hankins drives it through. 6 seconds left in the first quarter. Pioneers up 19-10.
This offense is having success, and the versatility with their passing game, their sprint outs, their option, physical tough runs up the middle. It makes it so hard to get a feel if you're a defender. And there's Keller going over to the sideline. They're finding success getting the ball to Burrows and those wide receivers in the passing game as well. And they have looked good. There's been chemistry. Right now, their defense coming out in the field, which defense can get a stop? That's going to be, probably the say in this ball game, because we can see how good these offenses are going to be here today.
9th touchdown this season for Leone. 1-yard run. Tatum and Atkinson touchdown. Brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson, the heavy hitters. Here's a look at Cade Keller, senior quarterback. He's had a perfect opening quarter, 8 of 8 for 143 yards. Is he ready to play?
He's been on fire, making good decisions too.
And Sevilla not far behind, 5 of 7 for 117, but did throw the pick 6. Original Grills kickoff. Elevate your grill game at Original Grills. Short kick bounces. It's a live football, and it's covered up by Watauga. Thomas Dieters pulling out all the tricks. The Pioneers in the opening quarter steal a possession away at the end of the first quarter. The biggest surprise, the onside kick. And Dieters was right in the path of it. How about that kick from the lefty?
A really good hop there where it clips up in the air, and the Pioneers are going to be set up here with the ball on the 47-yard line with momentum.
And the Pioneers back on offense again, and Middle Creek on its heels. 6 seconds left, opening quarter. Keller throws back. Here's another trick play. Mayo's going to throw. He wants pace, and it's intercepted by Middle Creek. And man, did they need that. Derek Morton was the spy. And Watauga going for the bonanza at the end of the first quarter. Stole the possession with the onside kick. But they passed down the field, intercepted by Morton.
And 4 interceptions on the year for Morton. You can see the excitement going over to the sideline. The Mustangs had to have it. And that's a great job there, staying at home and being disciplined by Morton.
What an electrifying first 12 minutes for the 6A title. A defensive pick 6, an onside kick, and a trick play leads to another pick. We're just 12 minutes in, 6A title game. Watauga up 19-10.
Robert, go for more.
Hey! Hurt in the car wreck? Don't go up against the insurance company alone. Let the heavy hitters do it for you. Call 800-LAW-0804, and we'll go after all the money they should be paying you. stay out of the courtroom and get into the end zone.
Call the heavy hitters. We're attorneys Tatum and Atkinson.
Call the heavy hitters. They'll work to get you more. 1-800-LAW-0804.
Have you been quoted for trench drain system to fix water intrusion? Before you compromise your foundation, talk to Foundation Solutions. We provide a more efficient, more cost-effective way to keep your basement dry. With 30 years of experience in Western North Carolina, we bring guaranteed work, financing options, and real peace of mind. Visit foundationswnc.com or call 828-768-2208.
All right, Jay, first play after the surprise onside kick recovered by Watauga. Walk us through what just happened.
Well, they go to the outside, and they were trying to get the Middle Creek secondary sleeping, and Morton doing a nice job reading it and then falling back into coverage. And that's the job of a safety, is to read the quarterback, not over pursue until you know where the ball's going exactly. So that's picture perfect coverage from Morton getting the ball back to his offense.
And that's great maturity by Middle Creek. Not to be caught by surprise after you get a sudden change. You're down by 9. They're going for the big, heavy shot there, and you're ready for it. And just like that, you're right back in this game.
Well, and for the defenses here, you're going to have a tough test. We've seen how good the offenses are. Which defense can get turnovers? Can you get that big stop? Can you bend but not break? And Middle Creek doing a nice job there asserting with their turnover.
Sevilla flushed out a lot of room if he wants to tuck and run, which he will. Sprints into the sideline beyond the 22. That'll bring up third down for Middle Creek. All right, you want to see some numbers? Let's check out the first quarter stats, because both offenses have been fully charged over the first 12 minutes.
Ryan Hobbick's offense through the air has been good with Burrows and Keller's connection. Middle Creek running the ball well. The turnovers 1-1. I mean, this is very even, and we've got a close ball game. But I think right now you just have that feeling the Mustangs need a response here. They've got to pick this up to continue this drive.
See, we played a quarter, 300+ total yards.
A little bit different than last night.
Sevilla, deep ball over the middle. Harrington had it knocked out of his hands. Beautifully done by the Watauga defense. And discharging that football, who else? Evan Burrows. He's been Mr. Everything in this state title game.
Well, he has been the player of this ball game, and he's committed to Duke for baseball, and he could play football as well. He's been all over the field, and just a fantastic player, a two-way player playing multiple sports. But what a get for the baseball program at Duke with the talent he's shown here today.
He's back to return this punt. This will be the first punt of the game on either side. Ledoux leverages into it. Burrows signals for a fair catch, and it has it at the 46.
There's Burrows there. Manny Diaz is watching. He may want him to come out and put on a uniform for the Blue Devils, who had a big year, ACC champions, but so impressed with Burrows. That offers from all over in baseball. He's going to Duke, and that's a good decision for him. And I'll tell you what, his offense and defense, what he's able to do, he can impact the game in so many ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so much fun to watch all these guys, because there are about a half a dozen football players here for Watauga that will be transitioning to basketball like tomorrow. Bryson Payne, the head basketball coach, is waiting for his quarterback and waiting for Burrows and many others. Watauga back on offense from the 46-yard line. That's where this drive begins. Keller slings it out to the left side. About the 44. Keller remains perfect. He's now 9 of 9 Bowen Mayo, who transferred in from a Virginia high school, Jamestown, to Watauga this year. The reception picks up about 9.
28 catches on the year from Mayo. Good option on the outside.
And now they throw outside. This is Matthew Leon on the backfield. Knifes his way down inside the 40. Let's go downstairs to Madison, who has more on a lot of the other multi-sport athletes on this Pioneer team.
Well, there's one in specific that head coach Hobbich was really excited about, and that is Cade Heller. He not only plays football, but he's a top point guard in the state, part of Watauga's basketball team, and he plays shortstop for this baseball team in the spring. And Coach Hobbich says that he likes the idea of his athletes playing multiple sports, and almost every single player on this roster does, guys.
And Cade Keller actually holds the school record for 3-pointers in a season. Did that last year on the hardwood. We're back there in a matter of hours. First down from the 38. Keller to the sideline for Leon. And Leon spins right into the teeth of a couple of defenders. Cody Wicker and company bring him down. Not before another sizable first down game.
And there's that motion. For these defenders, they've got to look and see who's got the ball, where is it. Guys going across the screen, you can see it. That's a good view for everybody on the Middle Creek defense.
On the option, Keller avoids, moves up forward, spins away, darts toward the end zone, tackled inside the 5. Keller to the 3. On the option, elected to hold on to it, and then slipping away for a couple of would-be tackles.
He's got 37 touchdowns on the year, but he averages 8 yards per carry.
And now tosses out to Burrows on the option to the pylon. Touchdown! Burrows scores again. On a little jump toss from Keller on that same option play.
And here's the chemistry, and this is where the baseball translates over to football for Burrows there. Catches that ball and dives into the end zone. What a job from those two, reading it, and Burrows over on the sideline. What a game so far on defense, offense with multiple touchdowns.
Burrows, an offensive touchdown, 2 of them now. An intercepted pick 6. Marker comes in on the extra point. Burrows is becoming, and they may have a statue of him in front of the school after this performance if it plays out the way it's going. This is a generational effort by Evan Burrows.
There is no foul. Point after is good.
So no penalty, extra point is good. There's Cade Keller. And here's Evan Burrows on the late toss. And Burrows has been Mr. Everything for Watauga. And the Pioneers up 26-10 early second quarter.
Life can be tough. The daily grind, the pressures, the uncertainties, it all adds up. Let's be open and honest about our mental health. Let's support each other when we're hurting, because it's okay not to be okay.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of First Source Equipment Rentals and Sales in Mebane and Burlington. First Source Rentals, reliable, safe equipment rentals in Alamance County.
Hey fans, stay tuned for the Foundation Solutions halftime report. We'll have a special interview with Q Tucker, the commissioner for the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Highlights from this first half and a whole lot more. It's all coming up on the Foundation Solutions halftime report. Q Tucker is here. Had a chance to catch up with her before the game today. Hello to her mom, who just turned 99 a couple of weeks ago. 26-10, Watauga leading Middle Creek. Original Grills kickoff. Last time we saw an onside kick. This time is more of a full-fledged kick on an angle, but it's booted out of bounds. There is a method to the madness on the kickoff team for Watauga. They don't want to kick deep. They're kicking short middle, short left, short right, onside kick. Just trying to play a lot of angles and keep Middle Creek off balance. And with that boot that goes out of bounds, they will spot the football at the 35-yard line.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. The ball be placed at the 35-yard line.
All right, Drew, a lot of things happening for the Mustangs. Defense is being pushed around. Right now, it's been a relentless pursuit by Watauga's offense. Sevilla's had a pretty good first half, couple mistakes here or there, but now all of a sudden you look up, you're down by 2 full scores by 16 points.
They need a steady drive. And they've got to go back to the ground game. You see Spencer here running the ball, but they've got to really stabilize themselves, give their defense a break, and on offense, they've got to have some success. But I think they need to really go back to their line play, trusting that big offensive line that Andre Jacobs has, leaning on those guys and trying to get some push up front.
What do you think the crux of that conversation with the defensive unit is over there?
I think right now they're trying to make sure everybody is on the same page, they're in position, and they've got to play with their eyes. With all the misdirections, the motions, it's easy to lose your alignment or your assignment, and everybody's just got to stay pat, have confidence. They've been good all season long, and I think the big thing is they've got to create those spark plays, the sacks, Morton's turnover. They need more of that to slow down this offense.
We highlighted Davis Pritchard before the game. He's yet to have that big signature moment. 3rd and shorts, and just enough for Jaden Spencer for the first down.
The biggest way you help out your defense is holding onto the ball and keeping Watauga's offense over on the sideline. And this is a big pickup there. Spencer fighting through the tackle to pick up the first down.
Quick snap to Sevilla. They swing it out. Honor Paxton came across at a wide receiver screen, but he's swarmed down for practically no gain. His first reception of the game.
He's one of their big play wide receivers, 6'3", 195 pounds, and he's got speed. And they're on the quick screen. They're trying to break him loose.
Loss of a yard. Second down. Sevilla, 3-step drop to the sideline, through behind Paxton, back-to-back targets. When you look across this offense for the Middle Creek Mustangs, Spencer is a senior. Almost all of their wide receivers are seniors. Very experienced squad. Sevilla, the junior quarterback, on 3rd down and 11. Mustangs trying to sustain the drive. Hoffler is now to the right of Sevilla. Here comes pressure right at the middle. Quick toss over the middle, and it's grabbed. Caught for the first down. Honor Paxton, 3 straight targets, and there's pressure right up the middle against Sevilla. Quick toss, put it on target, first down.
And Sevilla's in a groove, and look at this pass rush coming right at Sevilla, right down the barrel. Doesn't flinch. Paxton gets inside of the coverage, and that's a big pickup.
It's Devin LeCue who is coming right at him. Sevilla, meanwhile, the next play gets thrown down by Lindenbuth. Go in the book as a sack.
Brady Lindenmuth, 6'5", 250 pounds, right in the middle of the defense. At 3-4, he's the heartbeat up front, plays offensive line as well, 2 ways, doesn't come off the field, and he is difficult to block, commands double teams up front.
7-yard loss. Sevilla looking to the sideline, long pass, it gets into the hands of Nicholas Belcher. Pickup of 8, but still 3rd and long for Middle Creek. And the Mustangs going up tempo. They need 9. 26-10 Watauga. Mid-stage 2nd quarter. A bullet high and through the fingertips of Bichardi.
The Pioneers only rushing 4, falling back into zone coverage, being 3rd and 9, trying to keep everything in front. And this will be a decision for Andre Jacobs, Jason Willicks, the offensive coordinator, and they're going to stay aggressive, keeping Seville and the offense out on the field.
I think you're in the part of the field where a punt really doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Much too far for a field goal try. So on 4th down, here come the Mustangs. Can Sevilla make it happen? Tosses underneath. Marker is down. Stretching is Hoffler. He's to the 33. He'll be short. The penalty marker is dropped back to the 42-yard line. And the defensive unit is already walking onto the field for the Mustangs. This one looks to go against Middle Creek. Bradley Wiltz.
Holding on the offense, number 52. That penalty's declined.
Watauga will decline the penalty and take over. A reminder coming up at the conclusion of tonight's ball game, Jay and I will be selecting the Affordable Dentures and Implants Player of the Game. Use your 2025 dental benefits right now to get the smile that you deserve. Visit affordabledentures.com for the practice near you. Pioneers back on offense. They have not been stopped yet today. 26-10, Watauga on top. Quarterback Cade Keller, 11 of 11 in the first half. 3-receiver formation. Out of the gun, Keller spins away. Roll mean left with time, throws against his body and hits his man. That's Evan Burrows who makes the grab. Hard hit by Derek Morton. That is already 6 catches for over 100 yards for Burrows.
He's had a big game, and he's been the highlight for Keller in the passing game.
And one more completion, one more time to Burrows. Sheds one, loses another, and then dives as if he's going into an Olympic swimming pool. That's about the 45-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Look at how easy he makes this look. Just a little screen to the outside, catches the ball first, and then you make a couple miss. So agile, getting to the inside, then cutting back outside for the first down.
Tatum and Atkinson first down. Tatum and Atkinson, the heavy hitters. 7 for about 111 now for Burrows. Keller's perfect, 13 of 13. Burrows in motion. They look his way again. He's got some blockers this time. Burrows hesitates and now drives inside the 50-yard line. Cut down by Jabron Wilson.
A good lesson for players out there as Burrows now 3 catches in a row. You talk about the 2 sports. He's going to Duke to play baseball. Well, there's no offseason for him. He plays for the nationally known Dirtbags travel baseball team led by their general manager, Trey Daly. You see him there over on the sideline playing multiple sports. It helps you at the next level. And for these kids, don't specialize in one sport. Play multiple sports, get out there, and it shows the different talents that he presents on the football field.
Keller being chased, and there is his first incompletion of this state championship. 14 straight completions prior to that one, but the backside pressure came and had an impact.
Davis Pritchard making his presence felt on that edge, and he's commanding double teams, and there's Pritchard just winning, ripping down underneath the tackle's shoulder and then fighting through to bring down Keller as he tries to get rid of that ball. 20 sacks on the season. And just amazing numbers in production from Pritchard.
Yeah, Middle Creek had 37.5 as a team. Pritchard, 20 of those on his own. Third down. Haven't seen many third downs for Watauga here in this opening half. They're 1-1, 3rd and 5. Burrows back in the field, makes the catch the sideline. There's that stretch again with the right hand, and that's probably going to be enough. I mean, every time he lunges, it's as if he's trying to break the plane of the goal line. And this could be enough for the first down here, depending on the spot.
A really good block from LeSean up front, as well as Matthew Leone clearing enough path, and he just glided and then stretched it out far enough. The awareness to know where that first down marker is. Such a smart player.
And it is the first down to the 45 of the Mustangs. Watauga, meanwhile, will get the football to begin the second half. They're up 16 and they're marching again. Leone goes in motion. Keller wants a deep ball across the middle. Burrows again! Rips it down. Has another reception. That's 9 in the first half.
He's taken over. I mean, Him and Keller now 15 for 16, and that is a skinny post, and Burrows now with those 10 catches, over 135 yards. What a first half.
And just outside the red zone, down to the 23-yard line. Can the Mustangs will a stop? Right now it's an unstoppable Watauga offense toward the pylon and over the fingertips of Niall Pays. A well-thrown ball right there, maybe a late turn by Pays.
There's a wheel route underneath, and then Pays goes up. And so close, so close. Good coverage there from Middle Creek on the back end, making it difficult with Zavarius Johnson, the junior, in coverage.
Just looked like there might have been a little bit of a misjudgment as that one was coming his way. Second down. Keller under center. Looks like they're running the option again. There's the toss. Right side. Cutting through. Burrows down the sideline. There's the cutback. And Burrows is having a generational game in the state title. His fourth all-around touchdown of the first half in the 6A title game.
He's been amazing. He's in the zone, and Ryan Habeck, his head coach, is feeding him the ball, the misdirection up front, then the pitch to Burrows, and then he just takes over. This is his talent on this stage, making it happen. Guys were there to make a tackle. It didn't matter. Cuts it back to the inside. The awareness in the field that he's shown is really amazing, Pat.
We've called a lot of state championship games, Jay. I don't recall this type of all-around performance on all sides of the field. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, a pick 6. Evan Burrows owning the state championship game for the Watauga Pioneers as they extend their lead. Watauga now on top and in charge, 33-10 over Middle Creek. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we will showcase the Legacy Federal Credit Union play of the game. Legacy and Wake Forest, we believe. 33-10, Pioneers lead. If you're just tuning in, number 12 for the Pioneers has taken over. Evan Burrows, as we mentioned, is heading to Duke to play baseball. He may want to reconsider or add on because this is a performance for the ages in the first half. He is combined for 4 Watauga touchdowns, 3 on offense, 1 on defense. And in this first half, 10 catches, 140 yards, 28 more on the ground, and that interception return of 45 yards for a score. 33-10 Watauga. Original Grills kickoff. Good field position here for Middle Creek, and they need an answer before this one gets out of hand.
And 23-point deficit right now, and you can't panic right now if you're a Mustang. And you just have to stay with it here, get to the halftime break, but you're right, you've got to get points, some sort of momentum, confidence before you get to halftime, and also you need to cut into this lead. But Sevilla, I think he's played really well. 10 for 15, 143 yards. He's showed composure in the pocket, toughness. They need to continue to rely on his arm.
We'll get a short-ish field. Drive starts at the 41. Full complement of 3 timeouts for Sevilla and the Mustangs. But really, this does feel like a must-score possession for Middle Creek. Not much there for Spencer. Middle Creek's defense, as good as they have been all year, they have not seen a test like this. They have not stopped Watauga's offense with the exception of that one trick play after the onside kick that led to an interception. They've not forced a punt from Watauga in this first half. Sevilla on the slants. This will go inside the 50-yard line and driven forward for a few more yards. The reception made by Honor Paxton.
It's about guys stepping up, and Paxton, multiple catches here. This is a slant route and gets hit and just refuses to go down. You need that effort now, being down by 23.
Tatum and Atkinson first down. Spencer again running downhill. One of his better runs of the game. Spun down after a pickup of 8.
Spencer, nice blocking up front, getting to the second level, and this is where Middle Creek has to live, in 2nd and 3rd and shorts.
And a timeout taken by Watauga.
Timeout.
2:19 left.
First charge.
33-10 Watauga.
Kind of take a break, a breath here. There's been a lot of action here in this first half.
Jay, what do you think Ryan Hobbick saw right there?
I think right now he's making sure his defense takes a break, because they're playing both ways. These guys play on both sides of the ball, so it gives them an opportunity to catch their breath. You see Evan Burrows there, but also to make sure they kind of set the stage. Hey, 2:19 left in the half. We're going to have the halftime break to make some adjustments. Let's stand strong. And I think the key message is we need a pass rush. That front four with the 3 down linemen, the extra linebacker coming up, that's where they've had success, is winning up front and helping out the linebackers in secondary.
A couple minutes away from the Foundation Solutions halftime report. We'll sit down with Q Tucker, the commissioner of the NCHSAA. First half highlights. I'm not sure if we have enough time for all of them. There've been so many here, and a whole lot more. That's all coming up. Foundation Solutions halftime report. Middle Creek football down by 23. Waning moments of this first half. On the move, Sevilla. Cox throws deep. He wants Harrington, and Harrington has the ball picked off by Watauga at the 5-yard line. Harrington is waiting on that one to get there. Who picked it off? Evan Burrows.
Just amazing. Middle Creek's taking a shot. They're going for it all, being aggressive. And Burrows again. What a day. 2nd interception here in the first half. And he needs to play both sports in
this
college.
Is unbelievable.
He's got to play football as well.
Jay, are there 8 guys in that uniform wearing number 12? Number 12 is everywhere. Ubiquitous on this field in the state title game.
He's been amazing. This is something he's going to remember forever here in this first half. Still another half to go. But what a job from him here today.
.212 to play first half. He will swing it out to the right side. Burrows makes the reception. Look at him kind of push his way through. He just will not go down. The 11th reception of the first half for Burrows. Does he have enough time at halftime to take an ice bath? Amazing. Madison has more downstairs.
Well, guys, just a quick note. The chants coming from this student section have changed from "Let's go Pioneers" to "Let's go Burrows." They are all leaning on him tonight.
11 catches, 144 yards, 2 rushes for 28, 3 touchdowns, and a pick 6. Inside hand of Bowen Mayo. That will move the change for a first down. Clock stops momentarily at 1:28.
And if Middle Creek could have gotten a stop, you'd figure they'd use some timeouts, but right now they're willing to let this time unwind as Ryan Hobbick has dialed it up perfectly today. The game he's called, Patrick, keeping this defense off balance. And when you've got a player that's hot, a quarterback that's accurate, and Burrows who wants the ball, he's continuing to feed him, and it's paid off.
Burrows slot at the bottom of the screen. Inside a minute. On the ground for one of the few times that a heavy hit laid out by Derek Morton, number 5, that takes down Leone.
It's just a run to the right side, and Belcher Morton coming over for the tackle. And here in the second half for the Mustangs defense, I think the biggest thing is, how do you slow down this offense? I think it's going to be difficult to slow them down. I think the way you come back in this ball game is turnovers. And Derek Morton had 1 interception, but that's got to be the recipe. Your offense will have to be flawless, but the defense is going to have to give the ball back. And see Davis Pritchard up there along with Cullen Hunt, his defensive lineman teammate. Those two will have to provide that pass rush that they've shown all season long.
Timeout taken by Watauga. They will take one more snap. The play clock was about to expire, so with 9 seconds left, the timeout taken. I mean, the defense for Middle Creek just looks dumbstruck. I mean, what do we do? How do we stop him? Keller isn't missing. Burrows is everywhere, and they're running up and down the field. As you mentioned, different formations, different targets, and the same result at the end of almost every possession for Watauga.
This is a difficult offense to prepare for, and they played Saturday against Jacksonville, so a day less, shorter preparation, and Ryan Hobbick's group has come out here. They've been efficient. And I think the big thing for them is playing with tempo. When they feel the defense is reeling, they push the pace, and it's really helped them stretch out this lead. Their defense has gotten a couple turnovers as well. But right now, getting off to this start here in the first half has to be making their head coach happy with how they performed and looking to close it out here and get to the halftime break.
One more snap will do it. Keller will go under center. And another quick whistle blown. Looks like a timeout has been taken by Middle Creek. Just looked like Keller was about to drop down and take a knee.
Middle Creek.
It's good to see Andre Jacobs smiling right now. This has been a really tough 24 minutes to endure. But again, the players can read the visage of their head coach.
And he has such a great pulse with his team. So much fun with his guys. They respect him to the highest level. And he was a star linebacker at Coastal Carolina, all-conference performer. And right now with his team, what a year they've had. And facing some adversity right now, but I guarantee you the message at the break's going to be, how are we going to respond?
I mean, I love that reaction right there. I mean, this has been a really difficult 24 minutes to endure on the defensive side. He was the Big South Defensive Player of the Year when he was at Coastal. He began his coaching career at Middle Creek, left to a couple of different schools, came back now as the head coach, and here they are playing for a state title for the first time ever. But still, a calm and cool and pleasant disposition on the sideline as we get the final play of this first half. And one of the most impressive first halves individually of state championship football that I have seen. And it's from Watauga's wide receiver and defensive star, Evan Burrows, accounting for 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 through the air, and 2 interceptions. And playing for a state title for the first time in 47 years. This is a generational game for Burrows. And at halftime, Watauga in control, leading 33-10. And let's go downstairs. Madison was with the head coach, Ryan Hobbick, to talk, I'm sure, about Burrows and Keller.
Well, Burrows, amazing in that first half. I just heard you tell him 4 more touchdowns in the second half. What do you like from him?
He's just a competitor. I mean, I love coaching him. I've loved coaching him for 3 years. He's a lot like me. You know, we wear our emotions. You see our emotions, and those are the type of players that you want to go to bat with for. And he's playing lights out. Quarterback's playing lights out. We got to keep scoring because we know how dangerous Middle Creek is. But you know, players make plays. Players win games, and a lot of our players making some good plays tonight in the first half.
Well, you know Middle Creek is going to come out swinging in that second half. How do you close this out in the second half of this game?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the middle 8. You know, big time stop by our defense, getting a stop down there, and we kind of just want to run the clock out. We didn't want them to score, so we get the ball in the second half. We're going to be anticipating some kind of trick play, onside kick, you know, so we're getting the ball. But we got to win the middle 8, and that's the first 4 minutes of the second half. We got to make sure that we take the ball and we score, and we're going to keep being aggressive. That's what we told our teams. We're going to play to win. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to attack the challenges, and we'll keep going. But we know it's going to be a long second half, and we got to keep swinging.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Madison. Thank you, Ryan. It has been all gas, no brakes for the Watauga Pioneers, and all Evan Burrows, accounted for 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, all by the Pioneers, number 12. and they're halfway home to a state title for the first time in a half century.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
You're watching the Foundation Solutions Halftime Report. Foundation Solutions. It won't cost you to get a quote from us, but it could cost you thousands if you don't. Call today or visit foundationswnc.com.
Hey everybody, thank y'all for tuning in to this state championship high school football game. Joining us today is our good friend all the way from Ingalls Markets, Miss Taylor Newhouse. Taylor, are you loving the game so far?
Absolutely, it's been a fun one to watch.
It has been a fun one to watch. Now, what are you anticipating? An explosive finish, I hope?
We always hope for an explosive finish, but definitely an interesting game.
All right, we got to talk at the end of the game then.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about high school athletics in general, because from what I understand, Ingalls Markets, y'all have had a long-standing and robust partnership, not just with our organization, but the entire community as a whole. Let's talk about the dynamics of that partnership.
Absolutely. We kind of gravitate towards athletics because we feel like it's a great way to reach our communities, but we're with these kids all the way from that first day of elementary school all the way through college. So we're really following them, but athletics is a good way to bring it all together because everyone loves a Friday night football game.
They do indeed, including you and I. That's
Absolutely.
Right. So it sounds like you guys really do bridge that link between academics and athletics. Am I correct to assume that?
Yes, definitely. We're there to support children through their entire educational experience.
Speaking of supporting children, y'all have people who come into y'all stores, they end up working for y'all, people who we go to church with. I mean, this really is a tight-knit community. Is that right?
Absolutely. Ingalls is a beacon in all of our communities, and we love to get people in and out of the store, especially these kids that are working at our stores, our athletes and students in the schools that we support as well.
That's indeed right. Well, Haley, you know what time it is? It's time to get back to some football.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll see you guys next time on Friday Night Rivals.
So, you gonna play this week?
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 You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week? You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week?
This week?
And welcome to the Ingalls Game of the Week as the Warhorses square off against the rival.
He's going in.
He's going in. Go, baby!
Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
You're watching the Foundation Solutions Halftime Report. Foundation Solutions. It won't cost you to get a quote from us, but it could cost you thousands if you don't. Call today or visit foundationswnc.com.
Commissioner Tucker, thank you for your time. Another exciting week with the state championships here.
It is almost unbelievable that here we are getting ready to crown champions in football when it just seems like we just started the season.
This year began the 8 classification system. Why the change? How has it been working? And do you foresee any adjustments for next year?
Well, this is the last of a fall championships where we will crown 8 champions based on the new 8 classification system that our board approved. So far, so good. And for this weekend coming, we have 3 outstanding venues.
There are plenty of familiar names in this year's championship. What do you think makes these programs successful year in and year out?
Well, I think first and foremost, those coaches recognize that what we do is called education-based athletics. And it's about providing teachable moments. It's about teaching young people the core values of sportsmanship, integrity, and honesty. And I believe that those coaches understand how to navigate that kind of balance.
What do you think has been the biggest challenge for the association this year?
Well, I think always a big challenge for us is trying to help everybody understand the role of sportsmanship in what we do. It's been an ongoing theme of trying to keep that front and center of what we do. And of course, as I mentioned, we do have the 8 classifications in this alignment period. And so just trying to secure those venues has been a challenge.
And can you discuss those new venues and kind of some of the highlights of the new opportunities for these athletes to play in?
Well, of course, the mainstay is UNC and Keenan Stadium. They've been a site for us for many, many years. The association grew out of the University of North Carolina, and that's one of the reasons that our office is based in Chapel Hill, and one of the reasons that we continue to hold our football championships here. So they're still on the docket. And then, of course, NC State had some conflicts that we could not work around. So we reached out to some other venues, and Lenore Ryan University said, hey, let's talk. And so their Moretz Stadium has been made available to us. We're excited about being in that part of the state. And Durham County Stadium also stepped to the plate and said, let's talk, let's see what we can do. And so we look forward to that.
And education-based athletics is a policy that's very important to you. How do we keep the balance in today's ever-changing sports climate?
It is about learning how to be a young person, how to grow into that young adult. And if we've done our job, we have those young people poised and ready to be able to go on and make a difference.
Commissioner Tucker, thank you for your time as always, and enjoy championship weekend.
Thank you so much.
The North Carolina High School Athletic Association welcomes you to tonight's game.
We are excited to celebrate the hashtag NCHSAA Game Locked In, which honors everything that makes high school sports special.
Let's continue to create a positive, welcoming environment for everyone. Cheer loudly, support your team, show respect to officials, opponents, and each other.
Let's make tonight's game one to remember, full of pride, positivity, and what it means to be truly locked in.
Back in Chapel Hill, halftime of the 6A state title football contest. Watauga on top of Middle Creek 33-10. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sonhalter with you. Madison Little down on the sideline. And Jay, let's get some first half highlights. And if you're just tuning in, we are seeing one of the most dominant individual performances ever in a state title game by Evan Burrows. However, Middle Creek jumped out on its first drive for the first score of the game.
Yeah, Lex Sevilla finding Nicholas Bachardi for big play over the top. Then Jaden Spencer runs it through, and the Mustangs were rolling early on, playing really well on offense. Very quickly, though, Watauga comes back with the response, and here's the first of many highlights for the star, Evan Burrows.
This was a 68-yard touchdown reception about a minute after Middle Creek had scored. And then Burrows on the defensive side showed his worth. He has scored 4 touchdowns in this first half, 3 on the offensive side, and this one a 45-yard pick six.
They read the eyes, jumps in the passing lane, and this is where Watauga really started to impose their will with that interception for a touchdown from Burrows. And Middle Creek came back there with the field goal, but then the Pioneers just started to take over, running the football, passing the ball. They're clicking in all ways on offense, and really good decisions made by Cade Keller through the air there. He pitched it out to Burrows, and another touchdown for number 12.
And here's the final one from 25 yards out, knifing through, a little cutback. 4 first half touchdowns for Evan Burrows, and it's a 33-10 lead for Watauga. 11 catches for Burrows, good for 144 yards of the 212 from Cade Keller, who's played a near flawless first half.
Keller's been fantastic, and you look at the stats there and all the balance, running the ball, throwing it. They've been very efficient, only 2 penalties apiece on each side. 1 turnover for Watauga, 2 on the other side for Middle Creek. But for the Mustangs, in order to come back here, they've got to come out here and really get going out of the gates the first 5 minutes. They need to get a score, and they've got to create more turnovers in order to slow down the Pioneers.
Yeah, they need to snatch a couple of extra possessions to even have a chance in the second half. All right, 33-10 our halftime score. This is the final weekend of football across the state of North Carolina. Let's go back and take a look at some of the great highlights from Thursday night lights, Friday night rivals from all around the country.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
Ron, nice cut move and a hurdle. He's still on his feet. Are you kidding me? Caleb Ron, touchdown. Oh my goodness, what did he just do?
He will roll right, under pressure, still on his feet, trying to find somebody downfield. He's in trouble. He'll throw it to the back of the end zone. A receiver's wide open. Touchdown, McQueen.
Michael Henry got his field goal blocked, caught it, and said, look what I found. Touchdown. In one of the most bizarre football plays you will ever see.
Pressure, throws it downfield to the middle of the field. What a catch, coming up and grabbing the ball.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea it was one-handed that he grabbed that thing and hauled it in.
Another rush, they're gonna throw the screen and it's intercepted. How about the big fella, Akeem Davis? Davis staying on his feet. Look at him go. Davis.
It's like a scrum.
They can't bring him down. Akeem Davis is still moving. At the 30, at the 25, he snuck out of there. Are you kidding me, Akeem Davis? He is in for the touchdown.
55-yard field goal from the left hash. The kick is up, and it is. It's good at the buzzer. Bryant is the hero for the Buccaneers.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of Cook Rentals. Now in 5 locations across North Carolina. Cook Rentals, renting the smart way to get things done.
Storms can come up fast, and your roof is your home's first line of defense. Tip Top Roofing is fully licensed, insured, and trusted by homeowners, HOAs, and real estate professionals. From the smallest repairs to the largest residential replacements, we handle it all, including gutters and siding. As a CertainTeed Select Shingle Master, we offer up to 25 years of workmanship coverage and a lifetime materials warranty. Ask about our senior and veteran discounts and schedule your free inspection today at tiptoproofing.net.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of First Source Equipment Rentals and Sales in Mebane and Burlington. First Source Rentals, reliable, safe equipment rentals in Alamance County.
Almost away from the start of the third quarter. 33-10, Watauga leads Middle Creek. Andre Jacobs bringing Middle Creek to a state title game for the first time, down 23. Madison is with him on the sideline.
Well, Coach, how do you stop Evan Burrows in the second half?
Oh, they're really good. We got to settle down, get lined up. You know, they do a lot on offense. They motion, they trade, they shift every play. They get their playmakers in space, and we knew that. But I think after seeing it and our kids get an adjustment to how fast it's going, we can settle down and play some football in the second half.
What did you say to your team in the locker room to get the most out of them in the second half?
We've been here before. We've been here a few times throughout the season, so our kids handle adversity really well. Now it's all about fighting for the family. You know, we fight with attitude and toughness, so now we got to really put that to the test versus a really good football team.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Madison. Thank you, Andre J. Let's speak to that 24 minutes they were on the field, getting a kind of a barometer of how fast things are moving. Can you make the right adjustments where you can now handle it much better in the second half?
Well, I think you can. I mean, you kind of have a feel of it now, and there's no way to feel that preparation than game action. You know, they watched it on film this week, but now they know the speed of this offense, and how do you do it? I mean, that's the big thing. You've got a huge deficit. How are you going to come back? A couple ways they can. First of all, on defense, they've got to get turnovers. They've got to get a pass rush. They've got to force Watauga into long third down situations. On offense, you're going to have to hold on to the ball. I think you're going to have to still have that semblance of a running game. But I think you've got to keep that offense on the sidelines. So that means Jaden Spencer has to have a good half here, and then you're going to just have to steal possessions, whether it's on special teams or with those turnovers. But Middle Creek has the ability to score quickly, but they've got to come out here and have a strong first 5 minutes.
And here's a look at what Evan Burrows has done. We've called a lot of state championship games. I haven't seen a half like this ever from one player who's playing both sides. 4 of Watauga's 6 touchdowns have gone through number 12, a couple of interceptions. The pick 6, 11 catches for 144 yards. He's rushed it in for a couple of other scores. An otherworldly first half for Evan Burrows. Now, we did check during halftime about what would be the state championship record for receptions in a state championship game. They don't have that number, but I would imagine if he gets into the low 20s, which he's pacing at right now, Jay, I don't think we've seen any experience like this in a state title game. We'll see how the Watauga offense is not going to tap the brakes. That's not required.
Well, and we talked about how Middle Creek can come back in this ball game. I think on the other side for Ryan Hobbick and his team, you played the same exact way you did. Be aggressive, give the ball to number 12. You've got a great quarterback in Cade Keller right next to his head coach. Those two have been a part of so many wins. Just continue to let him attack this defense, and their defense has done a good job against this Middle Creek offense that has exploded throughout the year. So they played a complete first half.
All right, ready to go for the third quarter. Keep your eyes peeled here. We're talking about Middle Creek needing to steal some possessions. Is this a moment to do it on the opening kickoff of the third quarter? We'll find out. We saw Watauga with an onside kick earlier, and they do pooch it down the left sideline. Fair caught at the 22-yard line. So Burrows handles the fair catch there on the kickoff. So, yeah, we talked about Middle Creek, what it needs to do offensively. More on the ground with Spencer. But it comes down to, can their defense stop Watauga? They have the full halftime intermission to talk about transitions and adjustments and what they need to do. We'll see it applied. Will it work here in the first possession of the third quarter against the Watauga offense? Keller was 17 of 19 in the first half for 212 yards. And he's under center on first down. What will the Mustang defense be able to do? Here's a pitch left side. Burrows shaking, lost a couple of yards. And a tackle made by Quinn Newman, number 21.
Newman, nice job with his technique there, waiting for the pitch and then wrapping up solid base. And for this defense, the TFLs will be important here in the second half. Nice job from the senior edge rusher Newman.
Trip receivers up top. 5 now across the formation. They swing it out. Coming to it is Mayo. through the middle. Mayo puts his head down, and he'll be a couple of yards short to the first down. So here's the first test for the Middle Creek defense. They have not forced a punt from Watauga all through the championship so far.
This is a quick screen to the outside. You see the offensive line release. And they just have a feel for how to slow down that pass rush, get the ball outside, and set things up for a manageable situation now on 3rd and 3. And you're right, Andre Jacobs looking to his defense to get a stop.
Devin LeCue came off of the Watauga sideline. He's mainly on defense, but he's lined up in the backfield on this 3rd and 3. There goes Burrows in motion. Little reversal, first down carry over the 35-yard line. So moving the chains, the first down run by Mayo. So it converts on a 3rd and short.
And he just follows that big offensive line with Lyndon Muth leading the way. And LeSean as well pulling. Ryan Hobbick pleased there, going with the power to pick up the first down.
Tip Top Roofing first down. Faith Family Football Roofing. We're talking now 3 of 3 on 3rd down tonight. From the 36. Mayo in motion. They run the option again. Pitch to Leon this time. And not much there. Good pursuits on the edge. Cody Wicker and company on the tackle.
As Newman, along with Wicker, you said it there, getting the stops here on this defense. You've got to defend sideline to sideline here, and here you just push out the ball carry towards the sideline. But for Middle Creek, you've got to string together a couple plays here to get off the field.
No gain, 2nd and 10. And a timeout has been taken by Watauga. Ryan Hobbick came out of the field just before the snap and takes a timeout. 9:18 to go, 3rd quarter. Opening drive of the 3rd quarter for Watauga. They own a 23-point lead.
The need for officials has never been greater. Without officials, we don't have this. Make the right call.
Become an NCHSAA official. Visit NCHSAA.org for more details.
Coming up at the conclusion of tonight's 6A title game, we will be selecting the Affordable Dentures and Implants Player of the Game. Use your 2025 dental benefits now to get the smile you deserve. Visit affordabledentures.com for the practice near to you.
Short sleeves.
Yeah.
He's tougher than me.
37 degrees in Chapel Hill. But when you're up by 23 in a state title game, you feel no cold. 2nd and 10. Handoff, breaking through. There goes Leon up the sideline. Leon to the 20, tackled from behind, all the way down to the 17.
Matthew Leon breaking through. There's that left side. Nice job pulling there by the offensive line, clearing the path. And Coy Johnson, the right guard with the key block, and just opening up a huge gap to run through.
Inside the red zone and right back to Burrows off the left side, weaving his way down to the 15. Well, it's been the Evan Burrows show. 11 catches, 23 yards on the ground, 2 interceptions. But it was Leon who breaks off a 46-yard gain that is another one of those back-breaking plays against the Middle Creek defense. So inside the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Red Zone. Schedule your tune-up today, airexperts.com. 2nd and 7. There goes Burrows in motion. There's a little trap handoff, spinning away. Mayo being dragged, driving forward, attacking the entire Mustang defense. Bowen Mayo, a determined, resolute run. He's down to the 7.
And it's so difficult to defend those motions and the shifts. Watch this. Pre-snap, Burrows goes to the left. Then it's a counter, 2 guards pointing to the left, then coming back to the right. That is very difficult to see where the ball is. As a defender, you just have to attack. You've got to try to blow plays up instead of sitting back and seeing where it is. You've just got to go vertically, blow it up, and try to get the offense falling backwards.
Tip Top Roofing, first down, now inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 7. Watch for Burrows, little inside handoff. And this is Dieters. Haven't called his name really all game long. Maybe a yard or 2.
Cody Wicker coming up for the tackle. And Middle Creek's defense here has to force a field goal. You cannot give up a touchdown in this situation. They just go back to the same play to the opposite side. This was the same as the previous. They just go to the left side and pull from a different angle.
And they also had Burrows on the sideline getting a quick breather. He comes back on the field now for 2nd and goal. 33-10, Watauga. Burrows. 4 touchdowns already in this game for Watauga. He's lined up as the right wing. Keller drops back, quick pitch. Here's Burrows. Is there number 5 for Burrows? Toward the plane, driving inside the pylon. Evan Burrows, his 5th combined touchdown of the 6A title game.
They gave him a breath on the previous play because they were giving him the ball here to score a touchdown. Goes across in the motion. Nice pitch, the blocking out front. Perfect job from Bowen Mayo clearing a path for his teammate. And just impressive. One of the best we've ever seen from Evan Burrows here today. This has been fantastic, Patrick.
And he's not close to being done. Whistle prior to the snap on the PAT. This is going to go against Middle Creek. 3 touchdown rushes by Burrows, 1 through the air earlier in the 1st quarter, and the interception return 45 yards for a touchdown. 5 touchdowns already for number 12, Evan Burrows. And he has been the spotlighted man for the Pioneers all game long. That's not going to change over the final 19 minutes.
Encroachment on the defense.
I mean, he could wind up with 20 receptions. He could wind up with 300 yards on offense and at least 2 interceptions. He may not be done there either.
I think we need to go to some of his baseball games with the Dirtbags that I referenced earlier in the 1st half. One of the top programs in the country, and go and watch him play on the baseball field, because if he does this in football, imagine how he excels on the baseball diamond for the Dirtbags.
And now with that offside penalty, half the distance to the goal, Keller's going to line up for a 2-point conversion. And Keller, there's the handoff, and just driving it straight ahead is Leon for the 2 points. 41-10, Watauga. Remember, the Pioneers had to convert a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in the regional finals just to get here in the final minute last week. They're in command in Chapel Hill. 41-10, Watauga.
Every first day needs someone who believes in all the days that follow. First practice, first breakthrough, first business plan. A Legacy is proud to partner with Wake Forest University to believe in all of your starts. Because when someone is behind you, everything is in front of you.
Okay, stay tuned. Toward the conclusion of tonight's ball game, Jay and I will showcase the Legacy Federal Credit Union play of the game. Legacy and Wake Forest, we believe. I have no idea who's going to be featured in that, Jay. I'm at a loss.
I know who is.
It's up in the air. It's a complete coin flip. Could be him. 6:51 left, third quarter. 41-10, Watauga. Now again, the hope coming out of intermission for the Mustangs was to get a stop, get off the field, put up some quick points. They talked about the first drive of that second half. It leads to more points, and now a little misdirection. They throw across the field, the kickoff return, trying to open up some space, and covered pretty well by Watauga. They will now be at the ready for anything that Middle Creek will throw at them to try and somehow scramble back into this game.
And be on alert, and this is the time where Middle Creek is going to open things up and do whatever they can to try to get a spark. And here they come on special teams, and it works out well as the ball crosses the field to Harrington. And we're going to start this drive at the 33-yard line. But for Middle Creek, you can't worry about the score right now. You just have to put together a drive and really take it step by step.
First possession, second half for Middle Creek. Sevilla, 11 of 18 for 154, and nothing happening on the first down carry. Jaden Spencer meets the wall, and Brady Lindenmuth.
Lindenmuth, we've called his name on offense and defense, and he's the pillar right in the middle of this defense. 6'5", 250 pounds. He sets the pace.
Sevilla scrambling forward, not sliding forward, stays on his feet inside the 50. Nice run by Sevilla. Tackled out of bounds, being chased down by John Wilson Mills. Big play by Sevilla, one of the biggest of the game offensively for the Mustangs.
Sevilla's athletic, averages over 5 yards per carry on the year, and he just goes up the middle, makes a man miss, breaks through a tackle, and steps up for his offense.
Takes it to the 44 in Watauga territory. Spencer again slowing up in the backfield, and down he goes one more time. John Wilson Mills along with Aiden Clemens.
And Ryan Hobbick talked with us this week about Mills and how he's really excelled throughout the season, the leading tackler on the defensive end and manning the middle from that linebacking core.
Loss of 2. Sevilla across the middle, connects with Bachardi. Bachardi inside the 40. He'll be about 5 yards short.
Bachardi, 4 catches. He's looked really good out wide. This is 4 downs here, so you've got 2 downs to pick this up.
Third and 5 for the Mustangs. Spencer gets the call again, nosing through. He'll be about a yard short. They'll give him progress to the 36, so he may be a yard and a half, maybe 2 shy of the sticks. That will bring up 4th down.
No hesitation, offense stays out on the field.
And they're going quick here. 0 for 1 on 4 down today.
If I'm Middle Creek, they're looking over to the sideline to Jason Willix, the coordinator. Once I get this play, though, I'm going with the hard count to see if you can get the defense to jump off sides.
Spreading out the field. There's the snap. Sevilla had the pass batted down. Incomplete. Hit at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Matthew Leone knocked it down. And Middle Creek turns it over on down.
Leone times this perfectly. Reads it. There he is on the left side of the screen. Jumps up before he's hit. And swats it away. This defense standing strong.
So Watauga out of the break. A long drive for a score. Defense gets the stop. And it's looking grim for Middle Creek. 4:40 left, third quarter. So back comes Cade Keller. 19 of 21 through the air tonight for 224. 12 of those receptions made by Evan Burrows, number 12. On the ground on first down. Haven't seen a lot of the ground game for the Pioneers. Leone had that big run a moment ago. 17 total carries in this entire game for the offense for Watauga.
And it wasn't an easy path for the Pioneers. And Patrick, they had to fight their way. Past 3 ball games have been close, 1-score games to get here to Chapel Hill.
Yeah, we're seeing the real quality from the West in North Carolina here the first couple of days anyway of the state championships. Huff was dominant last night against Millbrook. Keller takes it to the 37. This will be the longest third down the Pioneers have faced all game. They'll need about 9.
Third down and 9. And for Middle Creek here, Davis Pritchard, one of the best edge rushers in the state, 20 sacks on the season. There's Colin Hunt up there as well. This is where you need your rush to win. Trying to force Keller into an errant spot.
Burrows in the slot to the right. Jogs in motion, he does, across the formation. Keller looking his way. Burrows, boy, tried to tap it through the air to his teammate Leon. That was a design play.
My goodness.
That was a design play, just kind of volleying that pass his way to Leon, breaking behind.
Watch this. Watch this. Just amazing. I know it was an incomplete pass, but Patrick, that is one of the most amazing plays I've seen out on a football field. That was designed, that was strategized, that is practiced. And they were almost able to execute.
Nearly worked. 4th down, first punt of the game forced by Middle Creek. And it's off the side of the foot and straight into the sideline. So Middle Creek will have excellent field position right around midfield as they trail 41-10 with 3:02 left in the third quarter. All right, well, if you're Andre Jacobs, you're hanging your hat on anything. That's a productive stop right there. You got the defense to force the punt, a shank, and now a short field just outside of midfield.
And you've got to take advantage of this field position. And it's about putting together a drive. And coming out here, your offense has shown flashes, but they've got to move the ball consistently down the field in order to get into the end zone.
Sevilla fake, now he throws back, and Harrington may throw this football. He grabbed the long lateral behind the line and gets back about to the original line of scrimmage. But Thomas Dieters was there, and credit to the Pioneers. They know that they're going to see basically anything from Middle Creek in the second half, and they've been to the task.
Dustin Curley, the defensive coordinator for Watauga, has had a really good game plan here tonight, trying to keep everything in front. His secondary's been disciplined.
Sevilla throws on the run to the sideline, and that is brought in by Tracy Harrington.
And how many big plays have we seen this defense give up? Only a couple, and over the middle they had some soft spots earlier on in the ball game, but this has been difficult to drive the ball down the field. That's a nice pass from Sevilla to Harrington, keeping his feet in bounds, holding on to the ball.
And that's a tip-top roofing first down to the 41. Spencer. Lang went off the left side for a couple.
Spencer plays both ways, linebacker as well. He's had a good ball game, over 60 yards.
So Spencer off on the second down. And Sevilla, no pressure, going deep for Bachardi, and Bachardi with a flag coming in, caught it anyway. At the 13-yard line, penalty marker came in.
This was a double move. I think this is going to be on Watauga.
Pass interference. Defense number 9.
Hayes called for the defensive pass interference, but they're right there on the hole, but still got home to Bachardi.
What focus. And Sevilla looked initially up the middle to hold the safety, comes back to Bachardi, and as he's falling, he just gets pushed to the ground, but keeps his eyes up, holds on to it.
Now inside the red zone, Sevilla to the 10.
And if I'm a Mustang, I'm saying we're getting in the end zone. Whatever it takes, we've got to find a way to have some success Davis Pritchard, Ezra Job coming into the ball game. As Sevilla goes out, now Job is starting. He's a defensive lineman. As Sevilla was hurt earlier on in the year, he was the starting quarterback. He's a talented sophomore.
Yeah, Job threw for over 600 yards. There he is, number 42. With Hoffler to his right. Job will call his own number, weaving forward, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Middle Creek. The first offensive touch of the championship for Ezra Job, and this sophomore, nearly untouched, takes it in for a score. There's a marker down, though, back at the 15-yard line, so hold on. Bradley Wilt will let us know.
After the play, personal foul on the defense. After the play, personal foul on the offense. Those penalties offset. Touchdown.
Touchdown counts, offsetting penalties after the score.
And a great job here. Watch the O-line, and then Davis Pritchard blows through his man as he's blocking forward, just continues that dominance up front, and Job gets into the end zone. Middle Creek doing a nice job there, setting the foundation up front.
And also setting the foundation for what will certainly be an onside kick here in a moment. 41-16. And Ledoux for the extra point try. 1:06 left, third quarter. Well, Middle Creek scored the first points of the game 3 minutes in. They were outscored 41-3 until that Job carry for the score. And that gives the Middle Creek fans who have made the short trip from Apex just a little bit of hope. But now everything needs to go right. This is what we're talking about, taking possessions away from the opposition. So you're dialing up your special teams, you're going to hands crew out on the field, and you need Ledoux to come through and get that hop on this kickoff and try and keep your offense on the field.
For Middle Creek here, that was a good drive. I mean, they had to have it, still a long way to go. I just like the resiliency and taking advantage of that field position.
And here's the scoring summary, 51 yards, 6 plays. Finalizing touchdown score by Job, so the hands team is now out for Watauga. And we'll watch number 17, Ledoux, set the football up and determine where he's going to attempt this onside kick. Everybody knows it's coming. Late third quarter, state championship, you're down by 24 points. And now looking to the sideline for Middle Creek as the football falls off the tee. All right, Jay, the art of a successful onside kick is what?
I didn't play enough soccer back in my day to know, but you need the bounce. So I probably couldn't coach it, but I could tell you what you need, and you need an awkward bounce. You really want a line drive, and I'll tell you what, as a returner here, you don't like those line drives that are kicked hard where it's got the double bounce that hops right before it hits you.
And there is the high hop, easily fielded though by Watauga. Well, it's Merrick Oaks, number 21, who got it, and then he was inadvertently hurdled over by a Middle Creek player on special teams. It's Landon Parker, number 34. And 34 is coming in right here very late after the flag, after the play. Flagged him.
That was a nice catch though from Merrick Oaks, because that is difficult when that ball's just floating in the air and you see everybody running towards you trying to get that ball. So good focus hauling it in.
As the drive begins, the 43-yard line for the Pioneers. 1:05 left, third quarter. They play outside. Here's Burrows again. That's catch number 13 for Burrows. Actually lost maybe a half yard on that reception. Well, he didn't get the hop on the onside kick you're looking for. Now that puts the onus on the defense. Takeaway, jar the ball loose.
And for right now, if you're Cade Keller, just protect the ball. You're in the driver's seat, a huge lead. No reason to put it in harm's way.
Burrows will join Keller in the backfield to his right. And now it shifted out. Looking Burrows' way again. There's the catch up the seam. Swerves toward the sideline. So pretty good hits. Push out the 45-yard line. 14 catches now for Burrows. Third down.
As this offense goes into the fourth quarter, they're going to continue to be aggressive, but they have called the right plays, had the game plan to have success through 3.
First title appearance for Watauga in 47 years, since 1978, when they beat Williams for their only title. They're 12 minutes away from title number 2, leading Middle Creek by 24. We're heading to the 4th in Chapel Hill.
Robert, go for more.
Hey! Hurt in a car wreck? Don't go up against the insurance company alone. Let the heavy hitters do it for you. Call 800-LAW-0804 and we'll go after all the money they should be paying you. Stay out of the courtroom and get into the end zone.
Call the heavy hitters. We're attorneys Tatum and Atkinson.
Call the heavy hitters. They'll work to get you more. 1-800-LAW-0804.
Have you been quoted for trench drain system to fix water intrusion? Before you compromise your foundation, talk to Foundation Solutions. We provide a more efficient, more cost-effective way to keep your basement dry. With 30 years of experience in Western North Carolina, we bring guaranteed work, financing options, and real peace of mind. Visit foundationswnc.com or call 828-768-2208.
(41-17), Watauga leads Middle Creek heading to the 4th quarter. Where the total numbers day, 369 total yards for the Pioneers.
Yeah, the offense has looked good throughout the whole ball game. Only 5 penalties. This has been a clean game. Middle Creek showing some promise there with a drive in the 3rd quarter, but this has been about the Pioneers, and those kids are crazy.
It's not 38. 3rd down for the Pioneers, and there's a Whistler through the middle, trying to connect with Burrows, and a rare miscommunication.
In the stands, more kids are going over there to join the party.
Fourth down, offense still on the field for the Pioneers. They are on their own side of the field with a 24-point lead. And Keller on the offense is still there. Now he gives himself a little more room. He may be kicking this on his own, and he does. So Keller sails one short, lands at the 30, and down at the 31 by Burrows. So Middle Creek gets the football back. They're trying to string back-to-back scores together, down by 24, which it's a 3-score game, right? Touchdown and 2, touchdown and 2, touchdown and 2. That's how the Middle Creek sideline is thinking about it right now. I know people out there watching might think I'm nuts.
No, I mean,
that's how they're thinking.
But as a player, though, you've got to just focus on the next play of what you've got to do to have success and really just try to string things together. You know, it's interesting watching Watauga after that punt. Most of their special teams unit just stays out on the field because they're playing both ways.
All right, Sevilla back on the field. Will send it over the middle, caught by Paxton. Paxton brought down immediately at the 39-yard line, pickup of 8. Kyle Williams on the coverage.
3rd catch for Paxton. Nice throw over the middle, and now the Mustangs going up tempo.
Sevilla again. 3-step drop. Over the middle again. Deep slant. That's brought in by Harrington. First down into Pioneer territory as Mayo puts him down.
There has been room to operate for the wide receivers over the middle. With a cover 2 defense, they've been able to split in between the safeties and find success.
Tatum and Atkinson first down, the heavy hitters. Sevilla back to work again. A lot of time on this play. Runs toward the sideline and out of bounds inside the 40.
For the offensive line, they've had a battle with this D-line, and they hold up here. Plenty of time for Sevilla to throw, and the coverage is there on the back end. Good job with the clock in his mind. Hey, I've got to get out of the pocket and pick up positive yards.
8 yards on first down for Sevilla. Clock at 11:04, just underway in the fourth quarter. Four receiver formation, pressure up the middle, quick pass because of the pressure. Still gets to the sideline, ball stripped loose, but covered up by Middle Creek, and that is Stanley Petrovich, number 55, the center, who covers up the ball that was scraped loose.
And this is a strong throw from Sevilla. He's falling away, has to throw across the field. The ball goes down, the offensive line comes in to save it.
Sevilla going toward the end zone, and the catch is made by Harrington to the 10-yard line. Another deep ball over the middle, and here come the Mustangs.
Back to the skinny post, that's where it is. And Sevilla is continuing to look that way and recognizing where the defense is lined up, knows he can attack right in between the hashes.
Goal to go, first down from the 10. Sevilla toward the pylon, leaping grab. There's the stretch by Bacciardi, touchdown Middle Creek.
This route from Bacciardi brings the defender to the inside, and he quickly cuts outside towards the pylon. And now the Mustangs playing with rhythm on offense. Here's Sevilla looking, knows exactly where he's going with the ball, and Bacciardi breaks it to the outside, reaches it over for a touchdown.
10-yard connection, and now here comes the important 2-point conversion. Trying to make this a 2-score game, but they need this conversion. Job is in as the quarterback. Job has it, moves forward, now tosses, and there's the reception by Belcher. And it's an 8-point possession for Middle Creek, 16-point game. It's not right on the Middle Creek epitaph just yet. 10:26 left fourth quarter. Watauga with a 41-25 lead.
Storms can come up fast, and your roof is your home's first line of defense. Tip Top Roofing is fully licensed, insured, and trusted by homeowners, HOAs, and real estate professionals. From the smallest repairs to the largest residential replacements, we handle it all, including gutters and siding. As a CertainTeed Select Shingle Master, we offer up to 25 years of workmanship coverage and a lifetime materials warranty. Ask about our senior and veteran discounts and schedule your free inspection today at tiptoproofing.net.
Tonight's high-end zone views of the game are compliments of Cook Rentals. Now in 5 locations across North Carolina. Cook Rentals, renting the smart way to get things done.
Well, Jade, last 2.5 minutes of game action, 2 touchdowns for Middle Creek. And it's a 16-point contest, and I would imagine we're going to see another onside kick attempt by the Mustangs.
I do it, and they're lined up for it. Watauga has to be prepared. And 2-possession game, 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions.
Now, can Ledoux get the hop? He did not get it the previous attempt. He gets another crack here. But no, he's going to kick into Oren and to the only man back returning for the Pioneers, who takes a knee at the 21-yard line. That is Burrows. Bit of a surprise. We take a look at the scoring summary on that last drive by Middle Creek. 69 yards across only 6 plays. And Bacciardi, the 10-yard touchdown catch.
They work quickly on that drive. And the offense really looks smooth throwing the ball, and we discussed over the middle. I would expect them next time they get the ball to do the same thing.
No onside kick. Surprised?
I was surprised, but I think right now with 3 timeouts and still a long way to go, I think they wanted to trust their defense that they could maybe get a stop here. Still 10:23 left on the clock.
Back to work. Keller under center. Here's the option. Pitch to Burrows. And Burrows hemmed in. Limited gain, maybe 2. Sideline is giving the energy to the Middle Creek defense that you need when you're trying to overcome a huge deficit. And the energy's there.
Yeah, and the defense is playing well right now. But the key here is, can you do it on second down and not make this a manageable situation? You've got to put together another solid play. Get a pass rush.
Keller is thrown in an 84% clip tonight, 21 of 25. 2nd and 8. And Keller fakes the option. Little miscommunication here. And now the ball comes loose near the sideline. And Middle Creek has it inbounds. Cullen Hunt's number 9 got to it. And the first bit of miscommunication we've seen from the Watauga offense all game. It looked like an option where the pitch man wasn't in the right spot.
It was a double fake, and Keller gets it to the outside, but then the pressure coming through from Connor Smith, and then Hunt, the senior, gets it right in front of Andre Jacobs in that sideline. And there's a new sense of optimism for the Mustangs.
Plot twist. Drive starts the Watauga 24, swings it out Harrington. And Harrington to about the 16. And you're right, Jay, those Middle Creek students are filling in an entire section, all with their shirts off, waving them around as they sense a rally coming.
They've added about 20, 30 new members since they scored that touchdown.
2nd down, Sevilla toward the end zone, and off of the fingertips of Harrington. The pass was thrown behind him. Dangerous there as Burrows was in the vicinity with his 2 interceptions as well.
Well, he did a really nice job looking like he was going to the corner, comes back inside, and Burrows was sitting, waiting on it.
Does he feel like that should have been pick number 3? 3rd down, Middle Creek.
You got 2 downs to pick it up. Ezra Job, Davis Pritchard back in the ballgame, power set.
And this is Job, just puts his head down, driving forward, has the 1st down at the 10.
You know what? I don't know if I'd do anything different. I'd keep this unit out on the field and try to run into the end zone.
Yeah, you're reading the mind of the offensive coordinator for the Mustangs. Job's still out there. Runs right, has some blockers, now cuts it upfield. He's down to the 7. Job for 3.
Again, you've got 4, you have to score a touchdown. 4 downs to get into the end zone, and they go off the right side. There's a double team block trying to seal off that edge, and a nice job over the top coming through by J.W. Mills, the leading tackler for the Pioneers, number 15.
2nd and goal, Job again, pushing forward, driven back, ball comes loose. Middle Creek is on it. Who's on it again? The same center, Petrovic, who covered one up a moment ago.
Good awareness.
Watch 55. He looks back, ball right at his feet. 3rd and goal.
Sevilla back in the ball game, so changing the personnel group.
Hoffler in the backfield with Sevilla. A cast on his left arm. Sevilla moving left, looking to throw against the grain. He's in trouble. Chased down from behind. And it's 4th and goal as Devin LeCue got there.
And Patrick, this is excellent hustle from LeCue off this backside. Doesn't give up on the play. Look at him just continuing to track down Sevilla and playing to the whistle and coming up with a big play to set up 4th and goal.
Biggest play of the championship for Middle Creek. 4th and goal. Trying to come back from 31 points down. Sevilla throws to the end zone. Tipped away. Incomplete. Matthew Leone blocked it away. And And the Mustangs denied to the 5-yard line.
This is a heck of a job on the backside of the defense, staying at home, being disciplined, and not biting on this fake. This was a throwback. Initially, it looks like the Mustangs are going to the right. They come back to the left, and Leon there swatting it down.
7:23 left. Offense for Watauga suddenly has the antennas up. They need to do something here to move the football and take up some time.
Well, for Middle Creek here, yes, you needed that touchdown, but you still have 3 timeouts. You've got the Pioneers pinned back here on the 6-yard line. You still have an opportunity to come back here, but now just going to put more pressure on this defense to get a stop.
And for the Pioneers, this looked like an exhibition late in the 3rd quarter. It's a little too tight for their likings right now. First down run up the middle, only for a couple of yards. Nice punishing blow by Cody Wicker to put down Matthew Leon.
Well, and I know this offense excels at playing fast, but I think you need to go slow motion right now. Take your time, use the clock, and shorten this ball game. And Ryan Hobbick agrees right now, telling his team to slow down the tempo. Would not be surprised if they keep it on the ground again.
Second down, deep in the Pioneers' own territory.
Look at Cade Keller. He's looking as the play clock winds down inside of 10. Now he gets under center.
Keller, little counter, and not much. Stacked up, Eli Johnson and company there. Derek Morton has had a nice defensive game, and on the hit, 3rd down for the Pioneers.
Yeah, good job by the Mustangs, but again, back to the clock management. This is smart from Watauga. I know they've only picked up a couple yards here each play, but they are winding this game down, shortening things up, and forcing Middle Creek to either use their timeouts or lose a couple minutes. They're going to run this play inside of 6 minutes.
There's that group of Mustang students, shirtless. 3rd and 3. This is a large defensive play for Middle Creek. Can they get off the field? Handoff through the middle, breaking through. That's enough for a first down. Out to the 20. A 3rd down conversion by Leon.
That was huge. And for Leon, going right up the middle. Look at that key block from Lindenmuth, number 56. Just had enough to get through. Aiden Plemons as well, sealing off the edge, and now in the driver's seat. And they're going to force Middle Creek into a decision. When do we use our timeouts?
Tatum and Atkinson first down. The heavy hitters. 69 yards for the Pioneer running back. He'll get another call here. Has some room. Spins away and couldn't get around the corner. Hayes was out there trying to set a block for him and spring him to the sideline. 5 more for Leon.
And for Middle Creek, you have to be careful. You're loading the line of scrimmage right now. The defenders are focused on stopping the run. If Watauga gets to the 2nd level, there's only the safeties back there. So you've got to make sure you get push from that D-line and linebackers and not allow the Pioneers to get up and get into an area where they can break one free.
And again, the Pioneers squeezing every 10th of a second off the play clock. Not their style, but it's effective. Game clock down to 4.5 and a timeout taken.
Timeout.
We were 1 pass away from a potential 1-score game, but the Pioneers parried away Middle Creek on a 4th and goal, and now working the clock in their favor, heading toward a potential state title, up by 16. This was a 41-10 lead for Watauga late third quarter. Middle Creek back-to-back touchdowns. One came on the heels of a Watauga turnover. And then they got down to the 5-yard line in a 4th and goal. Turned away, though, by the Pioneer defense. And now Watauga kind of atypically taking some play clock, shortening the game. This is a 2nd down and 5 play. And here's a run to the right side. That'll be enough for a first down. That's Cade Keller, the quarterback, on the keeper to move the chains and give the Pioneers a chance to really take off a couple more minutes.
Go back to the option where they've had success. And the fake up the middle. And then Keller goes to the outside, doesn't pitch it, holds on. Ball security is most important.
I think that faulty pitch in the previous option play, the last possession, probably was in the back of Keller's mind as well. Don't make a mistake here. You know, to your point, when will Middle Creek choose to start using the 3 timeouts they have? The time is about now. First down run. One-on-one tackle, nicely done. There's the stick by Honor Paxton. And Mark Smith, number 40.
And Smith comes up here and runs support. And that is an excellent tackle from the linebacker, wrapping up in a one-on-one situation. Middle Creek holds on to their timeouts, but you'd imagine if they get a stop here, they're going to use their first.
And again, it's not as though Middle Creek needs 1 possession. They need 2.
And again, the time management here, Watauga going slow, where so many times you see teams still play fast, and it's not very smart. They are very wise here, shortening this game.
Burrows goes in motion, straight at the middle for nothing. And now we'll see if they do take a timeout here. Leon back to the line of scrimmage. And no sign from the Middle Creek sideline there is Andre Jacobs. He's holding on to these 3 timeouts. Now by the time this snap occurs, Jay, you're talking about 2:18, 2:20, somewhere in that range.
If I'm Watauga, I'm keeping the ball on the ground, even though it's 3rd and long. I'm not going to put it at risk of an incomplete pass.
So Keller comes to the line, play clock down to 3. And now a timeout has been taken by Watauga. And this is the best of all worlds right now. Middle Creek sitting on these 3 timeouts. And Watauga's taking the clock down to 2:20. And they're facing a 3rd down and 9. Ryan Hobbit, hired in February of 2013. 5 years the head coach at Fuquay Arena, where Middle Creek was his biggest rival when he was there. And has the Pioneers a couple minutes away from a 2nd state championship. 41-25 is the lead for Watauga. Let's get to our player of the game, Affordable Dentures and Implants player of the game. No surprise. He had this locked up in the first quarter. Evan Burrows with one of the best individual performances on the offensive side and defensive side we've seen in a state title game ever. 181 total yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air, 1 pick 6, another interception. He's done it all.
He's been fantastic, a joy to watch, and we discussed him going to Duke to play football, and I think he could play football, or he's going to Duke to play baseball, and I think he could play football at the college level as well.
And on the option toss to Burrows on 3rd and 9, he is going to be right at the sticks. And no signal yet from the officials on if it's a 1st down or 4th. And they may bring out the change for a measurement here. Well, maybe not. Nope. That's enough. That's enough for Burrows, and that's enough for Middle Creek as well. Fresh set of downs. Clock runs again. Mustangs are still sitting on those 3 timeouts.
I think for Watauga here, you want to try to finish this ball game with the ball in your hands and not give it back to Middle Creek.
Keller under center. Hand off to Leon for a couple. And now we will have Middle Creek take the first of its 3. Too little, too late, too big of a deficit to overcome. But they showed great grit. They had a ball through the air, Jay, toward the goal line to try and make it a 1-score game earlier in this 4th quarter. Swatted away. And just a minute and 41 stands between the Watauga Pioneers and a second state title, the first in almost a half-century.
That's a great point about Middle Creek, because they had a huge deficit and they could have packed it in, and they didn't. They did the opposite. They had a real chance there, late here in the 4th quarter, make it really interesting, get it to that 1-score game, and Watauga has kind of re-gripped hold of this ball game. And Middle Creek, though, what a fantastic year. 11 wins this season. And over on the other side, Watauga going to hold on here for a state championship.
And we mentioned at the top that 1978 Pioneers team has quite a bit of representation here at Kenan Stadium today. I talked with Cade Keller's mother about an hour before kickoff, and I said, do you know, are there former players, coaching staff, are they here? She said yes. Bill Malden, the head coach of that 1978 team, he's here with his wife, his kids, his grandkids. His granddaughter is on the dance team currently at Watauga. A number of the players from that 1978 title team are here as well. It's been several generations since Watauga has been on the verge like this. They lost in the regional finals in 06 and 07. So it's been almost 2 decades since they even got to the semifinal stage. And now they're 95 seconds away from realizing that generational dream. And in large part due to Evan Burrows, who has become an absolute Pioneer legend in these 48 minutes today. "14 catches for 149 yards for Burrows, 1 touchdown. 6 carries for 41 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. 2 interceptions, including one that he returned for a touchdown, 45 yards, midway in the opening quarter. He has 10 interceptions this season. There are dozens of teams around the state who played their entire campaign with less than 10 interceptions as a team. Burrows had 10 across this soon-to-be state title campaign for Watauga. One timeout left for Middle Creek. 3rd and 3. Keller straight up the middle. And fake me out. Burrows one more time will end it right there. Fake the fullback dive. Burrows got the football, got around the corner. Marker down though, and it'll be negated. Offensive penalty on Pioneers.
Motion there. But back to Burrows. He's going for baseball, but don't you think that he needs to play football as well, Patrick? After this
the baseball coach at South lets him.
After this performance.
I don't think it's a question you pose to Burrows, do you want to? He'll say yes before you get do out of your mouth.
Manny Diaz is going to be talking with him after watching this ball game.
Penalty pushes back the Pioneers to 44-yard line. And now a clock situation here. They're calling it the penalty on the Pioneers was a live ball foul. The clock, though, stopped at 1:11. We'll see if the clock starts moving for Bradley Wiltz. There's Burrows. He's going to make a lot of memories here in Chapel Hill when Duke comes to town. On how many fields, however. 3rd down and 8. Clock was reset to 1:35. And now Keller out of the gun. Burrows goes behind him in motion, and one more set of whistles. Meanwhile, for those students of Middle Creek who were shirtless in a full section, they have left. There are only 3 remaining, and the other 85 shirts have been put back on.
There's only 3 Warriors up there. There they are.
There they are.
Please.
Their classmates have put their shirts on and abandoned them. Those are the only 3 remaining.
With a 25-second play clock.
So they reset the game clock to 1:11 and the play clock at 25. 1 timeout left for the Mustangs. Third and 8. 1 minute left in the 6A title game. And Keller can walk this one down to about 50 seconds before he needs to snap it. Here he comes. Keller is wanting to throw. He wants it all on maybe the final offensive play. It's caught, brought in, and a touchdown! Niall pays on the deep ball with 43 seconds left. The Pioneers pile it on in the final minute.
I thought they were just going to run this clock out, and they go over the top and get this final touchdown. And Watauga, extra point pending here, but their offense today has lit it up on the ground and through the air.
That was a surprise. You can hear the background, don't kick it, take a knee. That came from the sideline for Watauga. So no attempt on the extra point. 47-25 Pioneers. Niall pays his 9th touchdown of the year. And Cade Keller, 22 out of 26 for 277. Time now to get to our Legacy Federal Credit Union play of the game. Comes from midway in the first quarter, Jay, the pick 6 by Burrows.
This really changed the game with Burrows lurking over the middle of the field, playing center field, jumping in front in the passing lane, and his team took off from this point. The Duke baseball commit showing his skills in the ball game, so versatile on offense and defense, and this was a complete takeover from Burrows.
He's played almost every snap. Looks like he could play 48 more minutes. What a memory he has etched for himself 30, 50 years down the road when he's on the porch with his kids, his grandkids. You don't think Daddy could play? Pull up YouTube if it still exists then. 47-25 Watauga. One final Original Grills kickoff. Returnable. Out across the 50-yard line. Davis Pritchard on the return. Middle Creek scored the first points of the game. Marched down the field in 3 minutes. In their first ever possession in a state title game. But then they were outscored 41-3 over the next 2.5 quarters. But then Middle Creek made it a game. Got on the periphery here in the fourth quarter. Cut it to 16. At a 4th and goal at the 5-yard line. Could not convert. And Watauga the nail in the coffin. Sevilla spun down. 1 timeout left for Middle Creek. We'll see if they take it. Clock winding down to the final 20 seconds. And Middle Creek will play on as the Pioneers are ready to explode. A pass tipped away with 8 seconds left. The cue. Eight seconds remain. And perhaps the final snap. Keller's back at safety for Watauga. Sevilla makes the pass. Bacciardi sprints ahead to the sideline. The clock will wind out. And the near half-century wait for a state championship is over for the Watauga Pioneers. Their first title appearance since winning their only championship in 1978. Nearly 50 years later, a dominant performance by the undefeated Pioneers. They close out 15-0 and vanquish Middle Creek 47-25. And some players, staff members, and the head coach of that 1978 title-winning team, Bill Malden, in attendance here today to witness more Pioneer history nearly 50 years later.
It's a special season and really a perfect season. And what a way to end it here in Chapel Hill. Just a great performance on both sides of the ball. And this program here is going to go down in the record books with this performance. You can see the joy. This is reaching your goals. All the hard work you put in to make it here and to realize your dreams. And what a moment for this Watauga program and Ryan Hobbick and everybody celebrating.
Hobbick in his 13th year as the head coach for the Pioneers. Hired in February of 2013. Has done what Pioneer fans been waiting generations to see. Cade Keller, a near flawless championship performance. 22 out of 26 for 277 yards. And Evan Burrows accounting for 5 touchdowns today. 2 interceptions, a pick 6. He did it all. And Ryan Hobbick is down with Madison on the field.
Well, Coach, as Cade Keller threw that final touchdown, I saw tears in your eyes. Why is this one so emotional?
I mean, it's a God thing. I mean, so many things this year, just the plays our kids made. Didn't have a lot of expectations going in this year. You lost so many guys from last year, and, you know, replacing 8 stars in offense and 7 on defense, and these players, you know, what they did this year is amazing. It's been 47 years from the last time that Watauga won a state championship. And, you know, when I left Watauga or Fuquay Arena like 13 years ago, no one knew where Watauga County was. Now, everyone knows that Boone is in Watauga County, Appalachia State is in Watauga County, and everyone from Charlotte to Raleigh, Winston-Salem knows where Watauga County is. So I can't say enough about our kids and our assistant coaching staff, and then our fans in our community, the way they treat us, and it's a blessing. So I'm very blessed to be coaching this team and serving this team.
Well, over 2,000 fans came from Boone, and you were able to bring them that win. What does that mean to you?
Our success is their success, and their success is our success. Our community has been through so much in the past year and a half. We still have people that are rebuilding their houses, and just seeing the pride. When we left Watauga County, we're leaving. We're getting drilled with snow, and we got people lined down 421 with flags and everything cheering us on. So it means a lot.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask about that Cade Keller and Evan Burrows connection. What about those two produces success so consistently?
Moxie, you know, players make plays and players make plays, and they've been playing together. I mean, they're homegrown Watauga guys. You know, 3-sport athletes. I'll say that on TV everywhere. They play football, basketball, and baseball. And in about 2 weeks, you're going to see them balling up on the basketball court, because I love guys that compete, and you know, I love this team. I love this community.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for the coverage. Go Pioneers.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Madison. And remember, regional finals, they needed a touchdown and 2 to even get to the championship game in the final minute. They got it, they got here, and they have picked up a state title for the first time in 47 years. 47-25 Watauga over Middle Creek. Trophy ceremony next. The 6A high school football champions, the Watauga Pioneers, 47-25 victory over Middle Creek. Pastor Jay Sonhalter, Madison Little down the field. Jay, it struck me going to break when I was revealing the score, 47-25 win for the Pioneers, why they went for that touchdown. But then we heard from the sideline, don't kick the extra point, kneel, take a knee. They did. It dawned on me, I think they wanted to land on 47 points as tribute to the 47 years between state championships. Is that correct?
And that's a meaningful number, and yes, and it means a lot to this program, and you could see through Madison's interview with Ryan Hobbick how much it meant to honor that past team and to come out here and play a great game here today with a state championship victory and get to that number. You could see his emotions.
There's Cade Keller, and now we'll get the basically MVP of the game, which means we are about to see number 12, Evan Burrows, who had one of the most phenomenal individual performances that I've ever seen in a North Carolina high school championship game. There he is. Accountable for 5 touchdowns today for Watauga. And there's the photo that will live in probably poster size in the hallways of Watauga High School for the next 4 or 5 decades.
It's an amazing day for Burrows. Congratulations to this Watauga team. Something they'll remember forever. And it's not only them, it's this community, the players, the coaches, the families, everybody that's come before them. They did this for a group larger than them.
Yeah, great to hear Coach Habeck talk about the departure from Boone with the snow falling and the roads lined with their fans, with their flags and the colors of the school, what it means to everybody in that entire community.
And it's just being down on the field, and after this ball game, we'll go down there and feel those emotions. And on the other side from Middle Creek, what a great year they had, and that support from their community. And they fought back in this ball game, and they'll have a chance to come back here next year. But here for this Watauga team, what a day they had.
The Watauga Pioneers, they are back on the high school football map. 47 years between state championships, and they cut down Middle Creek 47-25. Well, we'd all like to take a minute to thank the great folks at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and these broadcast sponsor partners of ours: Affordable Dentures and Implants, Foundation Solutions, Tip Top Roofing, Air Experts, Tatum and Atkinson, Original Grills, A Legacy Federal Credit Union, and Ingalls Markets. All these sponsor partners of ours, through their contributions to the program, make these championship games possible for all of our viewers at home. So for Madison Little, Jay Sohnhalter, Patrick Keene is saying so long for now. We have one more championship airtime, 8 o'clock, the 7A title game. The Grimsley Whirlies, led by the #1 recruit in the country, Faison Brannon, the quarterback for Grimsley, taking on the Clayton Comets for the 7A title. That's 8 o'clock Eastern. Stay tuned for that. For now, good night from Kenan Stadium, and congratulations to the Watauga Pioneers, champions at the 6A level, their first in nearly 50 years.